Some of the content of Patriots Unfiltered may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
The world's original podcast.
Welcome to Patriots Unfiltered.
Did they do something with the cameras?
I don't know.
Yes, the cameras were fixed.
Sorry.
I'm still a hobbit, but that's okay. For you Lord of the Rings fans. No? Paul, I'm sorry.
I think there are kids that just aren't playing as many sports.
The specialization thing.
I think it's video games. Kids are getting lazy.
I am by no means am I an expert in NIL. Like, this wasn't a thing when I was in school.
Well, from Twitter, I thought you were.
Would his hypothetical team be able to spend that much each year and still stay under the salary cap by paying bonuses and spreading it out decades on the cap? Please don't let Mike give a both sides equivocal answer that is meaningless and contains no information.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'd need to know, like,
Shot.
Yeah.
I was in the woods all the time. Never saw a tick. Now it's like you walk to your backyard, you brush a leaf, and you're like, I got a tick.
I just don't think we checked for him. I probably
guess,
had him.
I
We
know,
didn't check for him.
I know. I think it's a spider. It seems really hard.
What the hell is that?
when I grew up, we ate the ticks.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
All right, welcome to Patriots Unfiltered. It is Thursday here at Gillette Stadium, and the place is abuzz because tonight, or actually 4 o'clock this afternoon, big friendly. It's France and Brazil. So
What does that mean, friendly? Like, is it like no
like,
fighting?
It doesn't
mean
really
anything.
matter
It doesn't
who
mean
wins.
anything.
We're competing,
Yeah.
though, right?
Yeah, they're but it doesn't.
It's a tune-up game.
It's like
Yeah.
somebody's gonna get thrown out. Like, this was supposed to be friendly.
It's
you
a
know?
friendly.
This is supposed to be an
You're
exhibition.
not being friendly right now.
But, you know,
Guys sound
with
so
Brazil being
American
one of
right now.
the Patriots' home markets, I
Yeah.
assume
Oh, there you
that
go.
we're going to root for Brazil
Sure.
tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
What? No?
No.
I kind of like the guys on France better.
Well, okay.
Oh, we're getting too deep with that.
Yeah.
But we're
Can
partnering with a
great
can
striker.
any of you name a single player on either team?
On
Jacques.
Brazil?
I could tell you, I can't.
Probably one named Jacques. I'm guessing.
Pele.
There you go. Nailed it.
Yep.
I think he's dead.
Neymar?
isn't
Do
he?
you guys know Neymar?
Neymar. That's Brazil, right?
Oh,
That's
does he,
Brazil,
does he
right.
still play?
Yeah.
So that's a name that I.
If you got
that
one
I've heard
name,
of.
you might be for Brazil.
Does
Ronaldo.
How
Still...
about Kaká?
No,
Ronaldo
he's been
retired from
for-
Brazil
no.
a long time ago.
Well, but, you know, single names.
Yeah.
That's their
Not to be confused with the Portuguese Ronaldo.
They're two different people.
shoot.
So who is the big player on Brazil?
Yeah, 7.
Neymar.
Neymar.
Neymar?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
heard,
he's here
of,
in
I heard
India?
of that name.
Yeah.
There's also a Brazilian player in the news right now because he told off Chapel Rowan. I don't know if you guys know that drama.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
She-
the
singer.
Jude Law's
Yes.
daughter. Yes, I do know. Are you proud of me, Alex?
I am.
I'm aware. I'm aware of the story.
I knew you might
If I
be,
said the name Mbappe, that means nothing to you guys.
I know that name.
Okay, good.
Matter of
Good
fact,
job.
I believe he was in the news
That's
because
the-
they did
right.
the wrong knee for
Yeah,
him.
it's
He had
the
an
Hanson-
MRI on the wrong knee.
Right.
Oh, is that
The
right?
Hanson song from the 90s?
Exactly.
No, that's Mbappe.
Mbappe.
Exactly.
Not A.
Exactly the same thing.
I got
it's
it.
not maybe the best soccer player in the world.
Jogo
I think that
Bonito.
happened to him. I think he had a
Yes,
knee
he
injury,
did.
and they
He did
did an
recently.
MRI for him on the wrong knee.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Probably like
we don't really understand what you're faking.
two of the top 5 soccer teams in the world playing here today, so that's pretty
That
cool.
is-
No,
Kind
it
of
is
a big
cool.
deal.
It is
Yeah.
cool. It's a big
Yeah.
deal. So, like I said, the
Big deal
stadium
for
is a
Framingham,
buzz.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
4 o'clock tip-off for that.
Yep.
So, very excited. Is it going to be on TV?
Probably.
Hope so.
I would think so.
We don't know.
I'll check.
Yeah. Anyway,
There was a way we could find that out.
in terms of the Patriots, what do we got? I mean, I know that
No.
it's some inside baseball, but the coaches have moved over to the new facility, so they're no longer here. They're now taking up residence in their new digs. So,
It'll be ESPN2 and, I'm excited, ESPN Deportes.
there we go.
Not
No.
Universo.
Universo.
University.
Telemundo.
So yeah, so they're over in the new digs, and you know players are some are around, but they don't have to be here until April 20th.
I haven't been in there yet, but I was walking by on my walk-in this morning from Spooky World, and I noticed they have big screens in the entry area, and they were
Oh, yeah.
like, I could see big Patriots highlights playing. It seems like you'll be greeted
Oh
by
yeah, it's going to be
big
very
screens.
multimedia. It's a nice place. It
Yeah.
really is. It's
Long
it's
overdue.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Good thing for the team and the
It is.
organization. Long
Yeah.
overdue.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting a tour of it in a couple weeks. I think we'll go over and check
Yeah.
it out.
I forget who was one of the players was there, and he's like, I can't believe this place. And somebody from PR said, well, you came from Minnesota. Isn't that great? He goes, well, the chandeliers are better in Minnesota, but the other stuff here, and he was talking about the lockers themselves, like, this is really cool. And I don't want to spoil it, but there's some really cool features of the lockers that the players will be able to take advantage of. And we'll get all that. We'll have a virtual tour of the place down the road so fans can see what's going on there.
Do you expect that training camp will change at all with that facility in the lower field, or do you think that they'll still come up to the top 2 fields where they've usually done training camp? I mean,
they have to.
They just have such direct access.
There's 90 guys. They can't be on one field.
I would think maybe in-season practice might be on the lower field and just spill right over into. But they switch it up because of the grass and keeping the fields fresh, and like the field crew might need to work on it that week or whatever. So they that's why they constantly are switching lower, upper.
Yep.
Speaking of grass, the grass looks great out here.
It looks so
I mean,
awesome.
it's so interesting. What, first since 2006 that they've had grass on this field?
Is that right? Well, they've had it for some soccer.
Though they do
They've
bring
rolled
it
in
the
sod for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now it looks nice. Smells nice.
Yeah.
They cut it well. We were noticing. They do this designs and stuff. They look good.
Yeah.
I'm a simple man.
Ryan's crew does a good job.
And it looks nice on TV.
It does.
And they do it while wearing Brunt.
That they sure
do.
do.
They're
Brunt
sponsored.
workwear. Yeah. The official workwear of the Gillette Stadium field crew. So, and you can get $10 off.
Nice plug.
So you have seen the facility, Freddie, right?
Yes.
What stood out to you as like one of the best features that you can remember?
Well, I
didn't mean to put you on
I
the
was
spot.
amazed. The locker room is expansive. Like when you go in there compared to the locker room we've been
So
used to.
there won't be any more need to have like the temporary blue lockers in the middle during training,
That they
camp.
roll
More than
out
enough.
for the P squad guys.
Nope.
I'm very interested to see how open locker room is gonna go with so much space, because that's, you could be on the other side and the scrum starts on this side, and then
Right.
there's gonna be all
On the
sorts of
hop.
it's gonna
Ramp up the cardio.
But I like it. I think it's good. I think that it gets, especially when you have bigger media contingents like toward last season when they're winning and they're in playoff games and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So the locker rooms and the actual lockers themselves are really cool. And then the dining is like a food court. It's huge.
It's going to be tough for Mike.
Yeah.
Especially because
Mike, me?
because you're going to lose Evan. So eye on Evan's going to be much more difficult for you, right? It's going to be tough for Evan because when Fred asked him what the mood is, well, I don't know. The people I saw seemed to be in a good mood, but there
couldn't
were a
see
lot
the
of
other
other
end.
people. I have no idea what
Right.
they were doing. I couldn't see them.
Right.
Hey,
That'll
how's
be
it
good,
going
though.
over there?
I think that'll be good though, because there'll be, I think everybody congregates to like one scrum now, and maybe they'll be kind of more separate.
Multi-scrum.
During playoffs, it did cordon off a little bit, and there were different groups going at one time.
That's because people
That'd be
that
good.
know nothing about the team would come in and they'd be interviewing somebody that
Can't help himself.
When the
but
news guys come in, Evan
the
just
worst.
I
see
himself.
the
national
He's
media.
like, who are these people? Who do you know
like, who the
here?
heck are you? Like,
Evan would
Thanks
have
for
been a good
showing up.
frat guy that stands at the door for a house party. Like, who do you know here?
yeah.
Who?
Right.
Who invited you?
$3.
Well, I'm not to brag, but there were times last year where the players would be like, I won't talk to that guy, but I'll talk to you, and because they know us, they don't. These national people or the people that jumped on the bandwagon late.
Yeah.
There were some players that were kind of spicy about it. They were like, "No, I don't
I
have
love that he
any."
calls the media if they jumped on the bandwagon, or they're just covering the team.
Following their assignment.
I never thought I would find anyone who criticizes the media more than I do, but Evan does.
If you weren't there at 4-13, don't show up at 14-3. That's all I gotta say.
Don't send any extra people, ESPN.
They sent me here. What can I?
That's my job.
Like, I didn't choose to come here. They told me I had to be here.
Go someplace else.
Tell your editor
The
no.
North remembers.
All right.
I love Petty Evan. It's my favorite
All right.
Evan.
So
Is there
no.
another kind?
Yeah. So no new news in free agency. I'm not going to bring up the
AJ Brown.
receiver from the
Oh.
Eagles. I'm not going to bring
sorry.
that up because there's nothing new on that front. I know they're getting ready for the draft. That's huge right now. That's
Yeah,
the
we've-
main
another
focus.
month, right?
We've had some spotted, in the wild, Elliott Wolf at different pro days. I think he was at Miami, his alma mater, a couple days ago. Then he was at Auburn, I believe, 2 days ago. So every day now, there's like a picture of poor Elliott walking through a college campus, and it's like spotted, Patriots GM. So yeah, they're all on the pro day tour right now, and then obviously owners meetings will be this weekend. But right now they're on the pro days.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What else? I got my pillow.
All right. Early
shoot.
thoughts.
I got it a day early, so I've had 2 nights on it. I got it out of the box, and I was like, this isn't what I thought it was. I was ready to return it because it didn't seem like as sturdy as I thought it would be. But this is a unique pillow. It's pretty cool. So I have to say, after 2 nights, all right.
You're a new man.
I'm impressed. We'll see. I'm going to give it a month before.
Do you feel more rested so far?
I did. I kind of did a little bit. Yeah.
And you're a side sleeper, Fred? Is that
Side
right?
sleeper.
So you needed a specific
Exclusively
pillow
side.
for side sleep.
Yeah.
Do you go side to side or you're one side?
I
Side to
thrash.
side, yeah.
I thrash. Yeah.
I thrash too.
Yeah.
That's why I hate the memory foam because it's hard to thrash.
Yeah.
It's so much effort to get over in memory foam. It like sucks you in. It's like quicksand.
Yeah. So
You got to get a sturdier memory foam then.
That's a big expense, Paul. And my wife loves the bed we have. so-
Yeah. I did spend more money on a mattress than I'm comfortable with.
more to come on that. But
It is good though.
Some early schedule talk with the league Wednesday night. The season will open
Yeah.
in Australia.
Yeah.
That's wild. But I guess if you're gonna play in Australia, that's the only time you can do it.
Yeah.
Bang
So
it
you
out
have all
early.
that time in front. You
Yeah.
play on Wednesday, and you have
Yeah.
over 10 days until your next game.
Yeah, so just to you have 2 different things going on. The opener is actually the Wednesday in Seattle, is it not? Isn't the second game the one in Australia?
I believe you're correct.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Now,
But-
is it Wednesday night here or Wednesday in Australia?
No,
and then it's
the
Thursday
opener is
here?
Wednesday
in
night
Seattle,
in Seattle.
banner night.
Opponent to TBD.
Okay.
Could
Yeah.
be the Patriots, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah, could be,
be
yeah.
the Patriots because
I
the
like that.
Patriots are
And then
at Seattle
Thursday
this
night
year.
is Australia.
Thursday night, locally 8:35.
Okay.
In Australia,
It's
like 10:30 in the morning, I think, on Friday.
Right.
So it's a little confusing, but that's actually the second game. The kickoff
Okay.
is still Seattle, the
Okay.
defending champs, and the Patriots are in play for that because
Yeah.
they do travel to
They
Seattle.
did used to do that for a period of time where they'd have a
Rematches.
rematch, but they kind of stopped doing that.
Well,
for a
they,
while.
I think they realized they don't need to have a marquee matchup to
people are gonna
ensure
watch.
a huge
Yeah.
rating. They're going to get a big number no matter who Seattle
So
is
when's
playing.
the Brazil game?
Friday night.
Oh, that's the
I
Friday
do not
night?
believe there's a Friday night game. I think it's
Oh, 'cause
it's
there was
Wednesday,
last year.
Thursday.
There
yeah.
was last year.
I read something. I don't know if this was
shows the
true.
surface.
That
Only if we could look it up.
because it's starting a little
On
bit
it.
later, it goes into the window of it's sort of the monopoly, the antitrust.
Oh, the high school football.
With the high school and
Yeah.
whatnot.
There's a law that to preserve high school athletics, you cannot play on Friday nights, and from a certain time to a certain time of the fall. I believe Saturday too, right? For college football, it's like
They try, yeah. Now they've definitely pushed the envelope on that stuff, but I think those rules are still in play.
It is, yeah, 100%. The high
Okay.
school one for sure.
I didn't know that. I
Yep.
didn't know that they honored.
It's from like it's a window, right? From like September to maybe like Thanksgiving
Yeah.
that you can't play Friday night professional football.
Okay. All right. So, a little early schedule stuff.
Yeah, and the Australia game is set. It's the the Rams and the Niners.
Right. Yeah.
So that takes 2 potential opponents away from Seattle. Just
That
going
could
back to the
possibly
Patriots.
play on
that's,
Wednesday.
That's 2. Yeah,
Right.
I don't
Because
like it.
they,
I think there's a chance. is all
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying.
don't want to.
I mean,
I don't want to
so
play
what's been
Seattle
happening over the last few years is these early games throughout the league have been divisional games.
Yeah.
But when you have the Super Bowl champs, they like to bring in either their AFC opponent, their conference opponent, or
And
rematch of the Super
In
Bowl.
week one,
so
you don't
we are in play.
Right. In week one, you don't have to worry about the whole
Right.
division thing because you have the whole time. You'll have till May to prepare for the opener. I think it's a good time. Like I think that's a difficult game, I think, for the home team, the defending champ, to play. I think there's always a lot of emotion. Generally they win. I'm not saying that they well, geez, the record is terrible in that. But I do think that can be a tricky game for the defending champ.
Would you like the Patriots to play in that game?
No.
They wouldn't. They both said
really?
no. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind it.
I'd like to have a little time to develop Drake and go into Seattle and feel like we have a new addition, not like we're picking right up off the Super Bowl ass kicking and we got to go right back into there. And, there's not much chance to let things gel. And I mean, I see it. They're the Super Bowl champs. They're a great team. It's a really hard place to play.
Maybe they haven't gelled. They're a new team too.
No, but, they
no
still
Kenneth Walker.
They still got still got that JSN guy.
See,
too.
I'm good with it. Let's get right back up on that horse.
I think it's a good time to play them.
I don't mind the part where you get you have the long week, right? So you could go out there, you could play them, and then you're going to have to go back out to LA later in the season. So I mean, I think ideally they'd like, but at least you get it out of the way this week, and then so I see the advantage of that. But I'd like to see that more in the middle of the season and see what the Patriots have got, how the teams have evolved.
I get that.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they handle some of the West Coast trips, because Bill would have us stay out there for a week and play them back to back if he could. I don't know how Mike Vrabel's going to handle that. Typically we'd also go out like on Friday. We go a day early for the longer trips and like all that kind of stuff. We didn't do that for Denver, and I was a little surprised that we didn't do that. Now they won anyways, so but I'm interested to see how that is all handled. Because in the past we would, make a trip out of it, and you'd
well, you have to ask for that, and then the schedule maker can either do it or not do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Maybe we'll find out. Seems like an owners' meetings question or topic.
It sounded like Yoda there. There is no try. The schedule maker do or they don't do it.
Well, no, I mean, because sometimes they just can't. They can't.
It's a concert.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. Give me the Dolphins, like week one. Give me something easy.
The Jets.
Just start off easy.
Well, they had the Raiders last year, and it didn't.
Well, I don't mean
how'd that work out
over there for you, huh? You need a nice cupcake to open it up.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Wow.
Get some
Dip your
confidence
toes
going.
in.
Tune-up game.
Shallow end.
What do you think's more likely of these two?
Homecoming.
They start fast and fade, or they start slow and get better?
B.
B?
Yeah.
That's more likely.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, I think it does depend on some of the opponents.
Yeah, I was going to say, hard to say without seeing the
Miami
slate,
Jets,
but I would
Miami
say
Jets.
A. And I think they're going to be ready to go at the beginning. I think they have a lot of motivation. I think you lose the Super Bowl, but I think that the Super Bowl loser thing is real.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that kind of wears on you a little bit as the season goes.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's tough. I mean, there was another little stat that came out yesterday that I saw from Warren Sharp that was ranked the teams, how long each NFL team spent playing from ahead last season. And it's another one where the Patriots were the team that played from ahead the most of anybody in the league. And, talking with the guys, it's like you don't want to bring up negative views of last season, but look, like they thread the needle last year. They had an easy schedule. They had no injuries. They played from a front more than anybody else. So I think this season's going to be about adversity, and it's going to be more challenging. There's going to be more things I think they have to deal with this year. It's not going to all just break their way.
See, I'm going to assume they're going to do the Mike Dussault open of the schedule. We're going to go Dolphins, Jets, Titans, hey,
and then the Dolphins again.
Here we go, baby, 3-0.
Right. And then
it's funny. It's funny that they played ahead in the lead more than any other team, given that first drive problems that they were having. With the other team.
I mean,
it
made sense to me. I mean, I think it's part of the reason why the Super Bowl was so frustrating, because they were like down the whole time, but it was 3 or 9 or 6.
But really, it was only the Baltimore game that they came from behind from, right?
Yeah.
That was why that game stood out so much, because they hadn't really done it.
So come from behind win, fourth quarter
come
back,
the Bills they came from behind a little bit, right? To tie it up, didn't they?
The game in Buffalo?
Yeah. In Buffalo?
They were losing at one point in the second half, but then they immediately went right back ahead.
Yeah. So it really wasn't really a comeback.
The Bills tied it late.
Okay.
The Bills game was a game-winning drive.
Yes.
Field goal, but game-winning drive. But the
Absolutely.
one in Baltimore, he fourth quarter comeback, first 300-yard passing game, like it would check like all of the boxes that people were like, oh, he hasn't done these things yet, and he did them all in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yep. So looking back on the season, was that the inflection point? Was that the say, okay, that was the game where, okay, we've got a good team?
Baltimore?
Yeah. No. The Buffalo win.
The first Buffalo win
was,
for me,
for
absolutely.
Sure.
That was by far.
I think a lot of talking to the coaches like during the Super Bowl week and stuff like that, a lot of them felt like the Baltimore game was when they knew they could go on a run. Like maybe the Buffalo game is like kind of a proof of concept kind of game for them where they got some confidence, but they felt like primetime game in Baltimore, you're down in the fourth quarter, you come back and win the game. That was sort of when they were like, okay, this team is different. There's a real contender.
So
here.
maybe Buffalo was more for Drake, Baltimore was more for the team.
Felt like Buffalo was okay, like we're a good team. I think Baltimore was like, we might be a great team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, I go back to with playing from ahead. How many times over the last few years before that did we talk about they need to be in front? Like it was such a requirement for the less talented Patriots team, and it was this team I thought was a little more talented, but it was still a requirement. But I don't know. I think the way this is shaping up on my mind, and maybe they'll add AJ Brown or add another player that continues to move the needle in the right direction. But I think this is going to be a challenging season. It's going to be one that
wouldn't have it any other way.
No,
let's test our mettle.
Yeah,
let's do it.
But easy to get up for all these games. I mean, the opponents.
Now they're going to have to do it without Josh Dobbs, and everyone says that this clears the way for Tommy Cutlets. However, there's another quarterback out there that could be a backup, and it's Tom Brady.
Edward Patrick Brady.
Oh, God.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
I knew.
I picked it up.
Now, how would that even happen? Like, maybe he was just baiting us. But if he were to come out of retirement, could he play for any other team but the Raiders?
So I guess he inquired. That's what he claims, is that he inquired of whether or not he'd have to give up his stake in the Raiders to play, and I guess the league said yes.
Okay, so he couldn't, right?
Right. I could be mistaken.
Really got to hand it to the league. They put their foot down. They don't let Brady just do whatever he wants.
Didn't Mario Lemieux play for the Penguins when he had ownership in the Penguins?
I believe that is accurate.
Right. So that was the only comparison I could think of, because this topic has come up. And
Messi has equity in his team in Miami, right?
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I just remember Mario Lemieux as a kid playing and having some sort of, whether it was managerial or ownership or something like that in the Penguins.
Well, if you have stake in your own team, I guess it's a little different. Like Tom would have to, I guess, be a Raiders quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact though that Tom would even consider
like how
playing for another team while he owned one, it's like, what are you even thinking?
How serious were the inquiries? Like,
well, he'd be a great mentor for Fernando Mendoza. Yeah, right. Like you ease him in, like let Brady go out there.
I don't know if Brady wants to get into a training camp battle with Fernando Mendoza. I don't know. At 48 years old, I don't know if he's
how much
winning.
of this is related to he played that flag football game and he was frustrated.
Really worked well for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, he throws a touchdown in a flag football game, and now he's ready to come back.
Well, I was saying he's like frustrated because they couldn't beat the flag team, and he's like, I have to go back to the NFL and prove that I can still do it.
I mean, he did look good,
Did he?
Yeah,
they got killed.
Well, I mean,
it was a great.
I'm talking about just him out there as a human being.
Can he still take hits,
looked in
though?
shape.
Oh.
Yeah, he looked good. Yeah,
he's in good shape. I think as you get, especially in your 40s, those hits add up. Like, I mean, it's not as easy to bounce back, but hey, if anybody can do it,
try being in your 60s.
I wish that this wasn't.
Need a new pillow.
I wish this wasn't the way that his post-playing career went. Like, I wish that the
heel turn.
I know.
I wish that it was different.
I know.
It is what it is.
TB12. He's TB12. That's like how I look at it.
It's just not
Tom Brady.
Going to movies, but you're a Patriot for life.
I just wasn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
It's too much.
The whole thing has been crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
no more kissing.
Yeah.
So I guess Tommy Cutlets is our backup, right?
Yeah. For now, when we talk a little bit about maybe some draft options to bring some guys in,
I think you draft somebody 6th round or whatever.
Evan pointed out, do you want to draft somebody who's going to be a backup, or do you see somebody maybe that you can develop. But I've always said it. I think it's always good business to draft quarterbacks, and you got a bunch of 6th-round picks. Maybe throw one at that, and continue the pipeline. You never know. I'm also just curious how they felt about DeVito. I mean, I thought he was great in that preseason game before. I mean, I really remember we watched him in the preseason game playing the Patriots. He looked pretty good, and it's like, man, they could use somebody like this. And then they ended up getting him. I'd love to know what his development was like last year behind the scenes, within the system, and how did he take to it? Did they really say, wow, he's making great strides, we feel like we can move on from Dobbs? Or was it just strictly a money thing with Dobbs where they're like, we don't really want to pay a backup this much. We don't think we need him as much. But it's interesting to see. Maybe we'll see him get some snaps.
Good things about DeVito behind the scenes last year. Like one of those guys that would, stay late and throw with receivers that wanted it. He always was out there early with Efton Chisholm. Sometimes both of those guys were inactive, and they go through workouts pregame, like early workouts and things like that. And I think that he kind of, won some people over a little bit.
Okay.
Not that he needed to win people over, but you know what I mean?
But I do wonder, that dynamic for that position is different than virtually all the other ones because only one guy plays. And you assume that any backup is going to want to play. He's going to want to be a starter, but does he understand that he's not? And then instead of being on your island, which I think has been a periodic problem in the past, and I don't know what it was with Joshua Dobbs. I'm not suggesting it was, but it was a little bit of an issue with Brissett when they decided to put Drake in the lineup in week 5 or 6 or whatever it was.
And then obviously Zappy.
And clearly it was an issue with Joe Milton, with a guy in that room who thought he should be, competing more for the starting job. And Alex is right. Bailey Zappi thought he was better than he probably was, but he thought he was better than Mac Jones, and that was an issue at the time. Yeah. So the dynamics in that room are a little bit different than the other ones. They both stink. Let's call it what it is.
Played pretty good for the 49ers last year.
That's because of your guy. I'll give your guy credit.
Oh, okay. Well, both my guys, so you can give them both credit. I think that DeVito seemed like he really liked it here. I think it's, he's a New Jersey, Northeast kind of guy.
Yeah. His agent's from here.
It's in the North End like every weekend. I felt like, so I think that they feel pretty good about the way it went for him last year here behind the scenes.
Can I jump on something real quick? I was just thinking about, you mentioned Kyle Shanahan. I'm so fascinated by the NFC West this year. And for so long, it's just the Rams and the 49ers and now the Seahawks have won a Super Bowl. What a great division that is. It's got to be the best division in the league. I just don't remember a time where
the North
a division had 3 really good teams that were all right there. And right now it feels weird to say that San Francisco feels like the 3rd team to me right now. I feel like they're a little behind, and that's hasn't really been the case.
Some of their players are obviously starting to age out a little bit, which is a big part of it.
Debo's
George
gone, Kittle's banged up.
Kyle Juszczyk, guys like that are starting to get a little bit older. They were absolutely decimated by injuries last year. If they had,
that's what's so fascinating about it. Now they're coming back gunning, and
then obviously whatever the heck is going on with Brandon Ayuk happens, and so there was a lot of extenuating circumstances.
How long can Kyle Shanahan stay there with consistent 3rd place finishes in the division? It's just
good luck finding a better coach.
Yeah, no, I know, right?
Right, exactly.
So there's a difference between finishing in 3rd place and going 12-5.
Yeah.
So it's that's one of those. That's a Felger fact right there.
Yeah. Right.
They went 12.
You could still make the wild card as the
12-5,
third place
and Evan's right. There'd be few teams that you could stack up lost more man games to injury than the Niners did, and I'm talking about significant players to injury.
It's true.
And I don't even know. They may have actually. Were they a higher seed than the Rams? I know they both went 12-5. I don't know.
Wasn't that game against Seattle that they played the second time for the division title and they lost?
They lost both times to
Seattle. So you lose the division to the Super Bowl champion. You got to tip your cap.
So you can say, well, they're a 3rd place team there and also ran, but they won 12 games. It's and I know Evan, you started to say this. The NFC North is a nightmare too, and I would say it's an even better division because I think all 4 teams are pretty good.
Because at least the West has the Cardinals to beat up on every.
Yeah.
Right. So Chicago's sort of rise last year means all 4 of those teams are formidable. We'll see what happens with with Green Bay and Detroit and Minnesota. Minnesota, again, you could say, well, last place team. They went 9-8. Not all last place teams are the Jets that go 3-14.
Problem.
Yeah, you just wonder if the owners can be patient through that, and and it was Rams were the 5th seed, the 49ers were the 6th seed last year, but it's one of those things where you have a really stacked division, and you need to continue to stay atop, and it's hard to maintain your position, and that's why it's like the 49ers have been kind of like golden child for some, the offensive coordinator and all that. Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of Andy Reid in Philly, right? Where it's like
you have the offensive golden boy, and they have Mike McDonald, the defensive golden boy, and they're both
the
in
second that if Kyle Shanahan ever got let go by the Niners because he can't get over the hump, he's going to get that Kansas City Eagles to Kansas City thing, just like Andy Reid did, and he'll have another 10 years of success someplace else. So sometimes the message runs its course, and you have to make those difficult decisions, but I can't imagine that they think that's coming anytime soon.
There's the Seahawks opponents. Who would you guys pick for their?
So I'm just looking. I just see that Dallas is on the list.
Yeah. So the question is, who should Seattle play in their opening night?
Dallas, Kansas City, or the Chargers? Maybe.
Is Mahomes healthy? Because they got
See, I think they won't do Kansas City because of not knowing Mahomes will be ready. I
kind of like the Chargers, though. I mean, that's not crazy travel, and it's a team that was banged up and maybe could have been in the mix last year in the AFC a little bit.
Yeah, not a bad one.
Yeah.
Dallas gets the eyeballs, though.
It does.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Boring.
Joe Alt.
He's boring.
So I hear the argument. Let's wait, see what we have first, and then let's get another, chance at them. I also can see the point of let's just get right back in there.
Yeah, and see what we got. See if we yeah. I mean, ultimately, it doesn't really matter all that much.
No,
I mean,
it all comes out in the wash.
You got to play them in the order they put it there, but
you are who your record says you are.
I just wonder how the cyclical stuff of this, like the Seattle defense, the way they play defense, the way they structure it, that's the it thing right now in the league. And McDonald's running it. The Ravens' new head coach, who I'm blanking on right now. Jesse Minter is running it. Like that's the defense. And guys like Josh McDaniels are spending the entire offseason trying to figure out how to attack that. They had Kyle Shanahan on the Super Bowl pregame, and that Seahawks defense shut the Niners offense almost completely out 2 times at the end of the year. The one that Alex was talking about for the division, and then in the playoff game too. And he said, they kicked my butt. I had no answers for this. And if those types of guys are struggling against that kind of defense, that they're in the lab trying to figure out solutions.
It's made me more invested to maybe, I know sometimes those games are later, but to watch those teams, because it's such a fascinating chess matchup where you're playing them twice. You're going to have to deal with that. It's really interesting to me.
Yeah, at some point you got to be able to run the ball. If they're going to play with light boxes and they're going to play with the 2 high safeties, you have to figure out ways to run the football, and run them out of those looks. If you can't do that, then you're getting in like the Patriots were in the Super Bowl, where you're in 3rd and long all the time, and then they're in dime and they're blitzing guys from left and right, and it gets chaotic. So I think that's really just from a math standpoint, if you only have 6 or 7 guys in the box, you should be able to run the football and have the advantage. But their defensive line is just so good that you can't run the ball against them. So it's fun.
855-PATS-500 is the hotline. Podcasts at patriots.com is the email address. Christian from Virginia says, good afternoon, fellas and Alex. The Eagles have signed Elijah Moore, one of A.J. Brown's best friends from his time at Ole Miss. Seems like a push for them to retain him. I think what the Eagles are asking for him would be an overpay between the sneaky offseason moves, everyone going into their second year in McDaniel's system, and hopefully a viable tight end addition. The Patriots offense should improve. That being said, Denzel Boston is getting too much hate, and if he falls to 31, we should definitely pick him. Also, Brazel only ever plays on the right side. Weird.
That happens a lot in college, though.
Offense thing.
Yeah.
How'd it work out for Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne?
I think the Elijah Moore thing, I think, could go either way, because they also signed Hollywood Brown to a 1-year contract. So they have 2 guys on 1-year deals. And, to me, that signals they might be trading A.J. Brown.
I agree with Evan.
Yeah.
I understand that they have a relationship, but I just wonder, you think you can look at that both ways.
You can. Yeah.
You could look at it the way the emailer looked at it, or you could say, they're kind of loading up on bridge receivers, 1-year deals.
Yeah.
Because maybe they're thinking of trading A.J. Brown.
It just doesn't seem like A.J. Brown. We're like, oh, you saw my friend? Okay, I'm psyched. Let's go.
It seems like too much is gone to put the toothpaste back in the tube at this point. But yeah, I mean, the way the emailer described it, absolutely could be possible. That if they have a really good relationship as former teammates, maybe that entices them to stay. I would be doubtful.
I mean, look at Max Crosby. I know that was a weird situation, but he's back with the Raiders and he'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to. I know people are probably sick of the A.J. Brown thing, but are we all still 100% in on he's the guy and this is the right move for the Patriots to make?
Well, it all depends on what you're giving up.
Yeah.
The emailer says what the Eagles are asking, which I don't know what that is. But he claims that's too much. He doesn't want to do it. Well, some other people might say, well, I would give up that,
Well, forget about the compensation. Is he the right player for the Patriots?
I think it depends on what your expectations are.
My expectation would be he's your first wide receiver that the other teams have to game plan for.
Okay, so I agree, but was Diggs that to you? Because I think they're in similar chapters. A.J. Brown, to me, just watching him, I think he's kind of lost half a step. That doesn't mean he's not effective, though, and I think the same thing with Diggs. I don't think Diggs was peak Diggs.
So would you consider Diggs the right player for the team last year?
Yeah, and I think that you might get that.
Then you think he is.
Yeah, but I also would say, if you're expecting to get the A.J. Brown that was in Tennessee and then the one that started, in Philly and was an all-pro, first-team all-pro caliber receiver, that's probably not who he is anymore. So, it's all about whether you think that that's okay. He's going to be a 1,000-yard receiver, just like Diggs was a 1,000-yard receiver. But it's not going to be 1,500
How many receivers in the league would you say is the team's number one, and even when teams game plan for them, they still are productive?
Only a handful.
I would maybe 16, if that.
That's if that.
Half the
if that.
Half the teams have a guy like that.
If that.
I would say that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm a little bit higher on some of these guys. Felger and Maz went through this a couple of weeks ago, and there's guys that I would absolutely consider that they said no, he stinks, like CD Lamb as an example.
I would definitely put him in.
Lamb is a number one receiver.
And he's productive no matter what. Absolutely, I would say that.
Because they care too much about
because they see one play that bothers them.
No, it's because Dallas doesn't win. Yeah. So they put that on CD Lamb that the Cowboys also, don't win.
I mean, again, I do this way too often. We delve into the psychology of my two boys. But Felger's ideal receiver is not the flashy
diva
Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. He'll take those guys because those guys are so good that he'll take them. But he wants the gritty guy that's catching
but that literally
90
is
passes
Lamb.
over the middle and taking hits and that to me is the difference. Yeah. He would have taken Wes Welker over Randy Moss every day of the week and twice on Sunday. And he would insist that he's right about it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is a high volume receiver. He's not Alec Pierce that's catching 50 balls for 1,000 yards. He's a 100 plus catch guy routinely. I guess probably splitting hairs. He's a top 5 receiver in the league. I don't know. That's crazy to think anything other than that.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't
know. Some of the team like that one last year had 2 of those guys. Cincinnati has 2 of those guys, if you ask me. So I think Fred, would you say 16?
Yeah.
Probably,
10
or 12 anyway.
Yep.
I think we've been talking about it so much and it's been hovering in the ether for it feels like 5 years now of A.J. Brown to the Patriots.
Nothing bothers Mike more than number one receiver talk.
I know.
It takes away from his I'm a defense guy.
I want to make sure that he is a number one wide receiver. And I don't want to spend all this time
longing
for A.J. Brown.
And
then he gets here. And everybody's like, he's not a number one anymore.
That's it. Well,
that's the same narrative with Diggs last year.
I don't think anybody was saying that about Diggs
last year. If the Patriots had gotten Calvin Ridley, would that have been a mistake?
No.
I mean, Brandon Ayuk would have been a mistake.
I was going to go to him next.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, like I mean, does he still get hurt? That's the
But there's
thing.
also things that have come out since then that make you be like, I don't know if I'd want to invest in.
Okay, but he went off the reservation. Like,
but I think it's because of San Francisco. For whatever reason, maybe it's the
station, the electric station.
Hey, don't get me started on the EMFs.
Yeah, it's okay. They've been practicing there for 30 years, and all of a sudden it's a thing.
I feel like the Niners had such good chemistry, and they all love. Like, it seems like a really close knit team. I think it was Ayuk. I think.
Oh, it could. It could very well.
He just went off
tapped.
the reservation. Like, that's not like anybody's fault. Like,
but he may not have gone off the reservation if he was in Foxborough.
Maybe.
Now he might have gone off the reservation way before he did in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way of knowing.
No, I just that's what my worry is. That we're putting all these hopes and dreams on AJ Brown, and he's not really that guy anymore. And a year and a half from now, we're going to be sitting here saying we still got to draft that number one guy, and could that
he probably will be.
And could we have been better served of drafting somebody at 31 and developing?
So I would just argue that if AJ Brown came to the Patriots and hit it out of the park, you'd still be looking for a number one receiver in the draft in 2 years.
Yeah,
agreed.
Because at some point, like these guys are, they only have so much.
Well, let me put it in terms you love, Paul, because I've been watching a little 96 Pats, and and I'm watching Drew Bledsoe with his first round rookie Terry Glenn, who he loves and chucking it to. He's got a great tight end in Ben Coates, and he's got Curtis Martin. And in that moment, you're saying, I've got a rookie wide receiver who could be a star. I've got a third-year quarterback who could be a star. I've got and I know it didn't all work out that way, but I think that's the best place to be. That's the best place to be.
What is your faith that they can identify the receiver?
Oh, I have no faith.
So then
but the only faith is that you have to keep doing it. Like, you know what I mean?
I
have no faith at all.
But that's the issue. Is like it's all.
But is that real, or is that just circumstantial that you've had multiple different people picking guys and it hasn't worked out?
I mean, like Jalen Polk just happened 2 years ago. Kyle Williams, who I think could. Like, I still am holding out hope, but like the rookie year was not exactly,
sure.
Right. I until they prove that they can do it, and so that's I think the part that is the sticking point to me is like my confidence level that they are going to draft, develop, identify the right receiver.
I have a question.
Is very low.
Yeah, because these random things that interest only me. Who do you think had a better rookie training camp, Jalen Polk or Kyle Williams?
Jalen Polk all day.
Yeah, I think Jalen Polk too.
Yeah, all day. He was all over.
No,
the
I
place.
didn't think either one of them was very good, but I would say Polk had a better camp than Williams did.
I mean, he was active. He caught multiple balls in every practice.
Now that's unfair. I mean, I agree with both of your assessments.
The one thing about
he had an opportunity.
Polk is catching everything within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, and Williams is going downfield almost every route that he's been asked to run.
And opportunity.
Evan would have the average yards per target numbers.
A big one too, because Williams came in with a way more crowded receiver room. That was the big narrative, like who's going to go,
They put
who's going
Polk
to get
right
cut.
in there as like we want you to be the guy.
Another good factor.
But I just I can't believe that like Ryan Cowden arrives in Foxborough and all of a sudden he's like, a wide receiver? What? I don't know how to draft him. I just don't is there what is it like the water here?
He doesn't have to say it like that.
We're just cursed. It's a literal curse.
Like didn't Elliott Wolf draft some good receivers in Green Bay at some point?
Are we giving him credit for things his father did?
But no, didn't he was in charge of What am I? Or I'm sorry, Cleveland. So I don't know. I mean, he found some guys.
I'm trying to agree with you, but like
you don't. Yeah, you don't.
There's no evidence.
Yeah, you don't dismiss a position because you haven't had success.
No, absolutely not. But like Kyle Williams, I think has one thing going for him, and that he has like a special trait. His speed is like a special thing. I don't know what Jalen Polk was supposed to be his hands and. Best hands in the league, and that did not go so well. So like maybe Kyle Williams has a way, a path because of his explosiveness and his speed to at least have a role in the offense. But I just until they hit on a receiver, it's going to be hard to buy into the fact that that's how it's going to get done. By drafting a guy and going that route, especially at 31. Like if we were talking about them picking high again and they were taking, a Jamar Chase or something like that, then it would be like, okay, like you can't miss.
Can't miss on that.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe you give them some credit for that. A lot of these guys who are those elite wide receivers are just you're in a top 5 pick that year, and that guy fell in your lap and congratulations.
I would say
there's a lot of other guys too.
I know that.
But I'd say that's happening
Justin
more.
Jefferson was.
But if there's only like 16 of them,
Freddie
could we do a little
identified
poll?
Justin Jefferson. How hard could it be?
I would say that that's happening less and less because I think that
I think the position is being valued more and more.
position's getting valued more. Maybe they're getting a little bit better at evaluating it, out of the draft. There's fewer like Terry McLaurins, right? Like that are making it.
I agree.
That I don't think that's truly happening quite as much anymore because these guys just fly off the board.
Yeah, I mean, there are always exceptions like Puka, but I think that what you just touched on, and I don't have this is anecdotal. Like a guy like Belichick would always tell you, those guys aren't that important, and I think there are more Evan tight pants younger offensive minded guys around the league that do think that position is really important, and that's why I think they're starting to go a little bit earlier in the draft than they once did. But Bill would have waited. You can win with other guys. You don't need the shiny object. Now pretty much every one of the teams that has, the Eagles had A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith 2 years ago. I mean, obviously the Seahawks had JSN. Like it used to be like those guys don't win the title. Again, back to my boy Felger. Randy Moss, failure because he didn't win the Super Bowl. Yeah. Because they came 17 seconds away from going 19-0 with him being a record-setting wide receiver.
Fast forward 20 years.
You can't win like that.
Yeah.
Of course you could win like that. They did. They went 18-1. They lost the last game through no fault of, by the way, the guy who put them ahead with the game, the go-ahead touchdown.
And almost caught what would have been a Hail Mary. Crazy.
Don't talk about that.
But just look in recent years now, the teams that are winning, and there's all different ways to win, and it's cyclical, but they used to say, like, if you have one of those number one diva receivers, you can't win. Well, teams have found a way to win in recent years.
Well, do you feel the expectations are going to be too high for A.J. Brown, though, if he comes here? Like, do you think that the fan base...
That's up to you, Mike, whatever you
But I think that also depends on what they trade for him. Like, if they trade their 2027 first-round pick, then But if they get a deal and it's a second and a fourth, I mean, I go back to...
Would you give a second and a fourth?
I would do that for sure.
Yeah.
Would you, Freddie?
It's the
second and a fourth?
Yeah.
I consider it.
I consider it.
I mean, they still have Chisholm.
Drives a hard bargain over there.
I consider it. It's probably going to cost you a first, but he'd consider a second and a fourth.
Yeah. I think the first scares me. I mean, I think that's what this all kind of boils down to. Is it going to be worth the first? And especially where you're looking at future assets, as Evan laid out last show, I think this is going to be a higher pick probably next year in all likelihood. So that's a lot to give up. And I
think a 2027 first is a lot to give up.
Yeah.
And if you have to wait till June and you were talking about 27 picks, then I would go with the second round theory. I agree with you guys.
I think it's really hard to commit to giving up a 2027 first when you don't know when that pick is going to be.
Right.
Like you're hoping it's low in the round. Drake May gets hurt. It's not going to be low in the round, right? So I think that's it's a tough one that I think is bargaining for Elliott Wolf to be like, well, if we had done this before, you were getting the 31st pick. We felt comfortable with that. We don't feel comfortable. You can't put pick protections on an NFL trade like you can in the NBA. So like, we could have the number one overall pick, like for all we know, right? Like anything's possible. Like that's what I would be saying.
Yeah.
Dustin writes in on podcast@patriots.com. I'm sitting here at work taking a trip down memory lane. Drake May's rookie season, to be exact. Living in Illinois is tough for a Patriots fan as we never really get to see our boys in action unless it's a chance of a Bears home game every other year. Well, I was lucky enough to be there November 10th of the 24 season. Watching the defense dominate poor Caleb Williams was absolutely amazing, and I will never forget taking that undefeated home streak of 8-0 away from them with a porous score of 19-3. It was a great drive home, and I can't wait to see them dominate again this year.
That was a fun game. That was one of the few.
Like 5 turnovers or something. What did they have? Or was it a sack?
They sacked him
like
9
times.
Nine sacks.
Paul's favorite package, the Longhorn package with Brendan Schooler just chasing Caleb Williams around. No, that was
Super Bowl.
That was. I know the Cincinnati game in Week 1 kind of gets propped up a little bit, but that Bears game was a fun game. They played well that day, at least defensively.
There weren't a lot of wins, but that was a good one.
I don't really understand the whole undefeated thing though. Like Chicago stunk.
That's true.
They lost like their they lost that Hail Mary game in Washington, then they didn't win again, like until I think they maybe won the last game of the year. But that was a tough year for Chicago.
All right, 855-PATS-500. We mentioned the word wide receiver or the position, and Eldred is on the phone. What's up, Eldred?
The bat signal.
Hey, Alex. Hey, fellas. How y'all doing?
Whoop, hey. Whoop, whoop. What's up?
Yeah, I wish I was doing blowing my horn again, but I've been off for a minute.
Oh.
But, hey, I got a question for you, for the panel. This came from Nick Cattles from Locked On Patriots, and he got it from Greg Bernard, that they don't want to do the A.J. Brown because you think they don't need him. But he also heard that in the office, which is, I guess he's talking about the coach's office, they think they find at wide receiver what they have now. And how do you feel about that? And Evan,
yes, sir.
I loved your show yesterday.
Thank you.
But I got a bone to pick with you, bro.
Uh-oh.
Razzle got better hands than Boston, and he
No, he
didn't
doesn't.
run that because he was running a 4.65 at the combine.
No, he doesn't.
So that's why he didn't run it. And no, give me Browse at 31, and I'm just like you. I'll flip a wig and go buy the jersey the same minute as soon as they get him. But A.J. Brown, next year, they want a first and a second, I guarantee you. Because if they got a first, second, and a third for Waddle or fourth, they're going to want the same for him, even though Waddle is younger. And I think it's too high. Get you a receiver, and I agree with Evan. I'm afraid of them drafting one because they ain't showed it yet. And I'll take it off the air. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Eldred.
What was that?
Probably the one thing Boston's better at with Brazel is his hands. He's got probably the best set of hands in this class at that position.
I like him. I like him.
Catches everything.
I know. I feel like I'm
hands catcher.
I'm gonna take a lot of crap for that one, but I feel like I just like that kid. I mean, I just a reliable guy. Do we get too obsessed with speed? You know, can a guy who can be his outlet and pick up those short to intermediate routes and third downs, and it seems to me, and I've evolved. Like I used to be looking at all those slot receivers. It doesn't seem like that's Drake's jam. I want bigger possession guys, but at what cost at the speed? That's the trade-off with those guys.
I quit the Denzel Bostons
Yeah.
after N'Keal Harry.
Yeah. No,
I
that's
wrote
right,
him
yeah.
off. I said I'm never falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
It's in N'Keal
ever
Harry
again.
who went to Jalen Polk's school. Like,
Yeah.
it's not
Never
great.
again.
It's not like pointing in the right direction, but I like how he plays.
Thank God I have Alex. I can still talk about regular stuff.
Great hands, great body control, great contested catch ability. Hands catching translates. Like guys that catch the ball away from their bodies and have catch radiuses, and that's what all the best receivers in football do. Like everybody has to deal with contact and coverage. It's the NFL. Like Christian Gonzalez is going to be in your hip pocket.
Yeah, right.
That's going to happen. So what I like about Denzel Boston is that Drake May has the accuracy down the field to throw him open. So when he's sitting on a corner and he sees, okay, I can throw the back shoulder here, I could throw it up to him. Like he's going to be able to throw it, through the keyhole and put it right where Denzel Boston's going to be able to catch it. And Boston's got great hands, great body control to do that.
Yeah.
Brad's in Ohio. What's up, Brad?
Hello, crew. How's it going this afternoon?
Okay.
Good. Good to see you all. Got a little free time. So I just wanted to reiterate some things, and forgive me, I don't have Tourette syndrome, but I'm going to repeat some things from the last show where I called, and Evan wasn't there and Deuce wasn't there, and I know they know about the draft. So first of all, I want to first, do you guys ever get to ask questions to like the scouts people that actually choose the players?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, they come to us. No, I wish they. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean,
No.
they don't make them available to the press, and yeah.
Well, I was wondering about, because we had talked about. I heard Evan when I got a chance to see the yesterday's show. He was talking about Marlon Klein, and I'm a Michigan guy. Remember, so I know these players. And Marlon Klein is a good receiving hands tight end, good receiver. For a big guy, though, one of the things he struggled with is inline blocking. So he's good at slot blocking. He could have probably blocked that guy from Seattle that we played against in the slot. But if you put him on the inline against a defensive end, he's not all that strong. So, anyway,
let's not draft him then.
But is he not that strong, Brad? Or Marlon Klein is from Germany. and he's a German-born prospect.
Yeah.
He's very, very late to American football. So, like,
Thanks, Brad.
I think he's a pretty strong kid. I think he just needs technique work because he's new to the sport. Like, he literally just hasn't been playing the sport for that long. So he's
where'd he go to college?
Michigan. But he's German-born. I meant to run that.
Maybe we should draft.
I meant to tell our peeps about that.
Back of the envelope guy.
Get it? Yeah.
I would be curious too.
I'll ask Volmer about him.
The way he talked about him, like he in line, struggle. So you're talking about he would struggle to block a defensive end in pass protection, or you're trying to get the run game going, he can't block a defensive end. Like, to me, those are two very different things.
Run game stuff, I think that he's raw because he's just late to the sport. I think he probably moved here in high school, maybe, and he's not one of these guys that was playing Pop Warner, at 9 years old, right? So he's just got a little bit of ways to go from a technique standpoint, but he's 6'4", 250, ran a 4.6 in the 40-yard dash. You can see the receiving skills. He's a fun day 3 guy that, because of his upside. And we'll see, if they can develop him technique wise.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen.
What's the matter?
Patriots fans, if you want to see Toyota's best offers, including those not seen on TV, go to buyatoyota.com. It's Toyota's official website for deals from the official vehicle of the New England Patriots. Toyota, let's go places. All right, we're going to go to lunch. We'll be right back after that. Whether you're in the game or betting on the game, you'll need a game plan. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots, provides you with everything you need to build your personal betting game plan so you can get in on all the action while practicing safe bets. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn more about all the safe betting tools DraftKings has to offer. Hope is here, 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Physically present in Massachusetts. See DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
Isn't it time to get exactly what you want? Welcome to Red Hot Deal Days from Verizon, where you get your pick of our best deals. Like My Plan, where you can pick the perks you want and save on every one. For limited time, bring your own phones to a Verizon store and you can get My Plan for our best price ever. Get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today and get My Plan. These deals won't last. It's your Verizon.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move, having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction.
Set back Stevenson. He gets the carry and he fumbles the ball. Double clutches, throws it in the end zone, intercepted. The ball loose. It is a fumble. And that ball's free. Steelers have it. For the Patriots, really just an excruciating defeat.
It was impressive you came back. You should lose this game by 20.
Bring it up, guys. We have to eat this like men, right? If a family sits down to eat, okay, and they bring out a bunch of, we got to sit there and all eat it. It's not just one side of the ball, it's every single one of us. We don't have to start over.
They aren't good enough with where this roster is. You need a little more information, right? I'd like to see a little more consistency.
Well, the Patriots are there. They're a finished product. That's not the case. There's still steps they have to take.
We got to get back to work, and we will. This team is not going anywhere.
It hurts. I think it hurts. I think it's something to learn from. I'm sure it's a long season. That's the NFL. It's tough, but it's a great experience.
Let's turn the page. We're talking about the Carolina Panthers.
These are the games you have to start to win.
You like to go 2-2 instead of 1-3. To me, that's a big difference.
The 13 starts back to his right, escapes, and then 2 midfield. Marcus Jones with a combo to the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots.
And Drake rolls right, directing traffic. Off balance, through the end zone. Caught by
Got it.
receiver. He's at the 5. He made the grab.
Hey, this is why we're here. Where else would you rather be? Hey, one play at a time.
The barrier, the swing of the right leg by Borregales. The kick sail into the uprights. It's good. The Pats are going to win in Buffalo. And a marquee victory in the 5th week for Mike Vrabel as head coach.
Sunday night was ominous for the rest of the AFC East.
We talked about taking the next step, okay, and they were in the way. Okay, and we took the next step. Ball, Diggs, there you go.
Drake May, he is playing at an MVP caliber level.
Sets up, plants. He throws a deep ball. Line up and Bob Douglas to the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots.
They're going to want to destroy the Titans.
They don't go white. He loads up. He throws a long ball. Open man booty. And he reaches out. He snaps it. He tumbles into the end zone.
Coach Vrabel, we love playing for you. Appreciate it. Glad you're our head coach, and we love you, Coach.
Hey, team on 3. 1, 2, 3.
They now are 5-2.
Launches a high throw downfield. Hawkins is there. Got it, diving. Makes the interception. Throws it for Bob Douglas on a wheel route for a Patriots touchdown.
It's amazing what they've been able to do in New England.
Lob to throw to the right. It's caught by Kyle Williams. Speeding to the right sideline to the end zone. Touchdown.
Yeah, let's review this one-play drive. It's man. They can't cover us. Yeah. Let's go.
Throws open for a touchdown. The hat trick for Henderson.
Flacco will go underneath. Oh, it's picked off. That's a pick 6. Marcus Jones. Patriots are going to get their 10th win.
I mean, this is a complete team. They're playing great special teams.
To the house. Touchdown, Patriots.
Look at this place.
Dart's going to go and gets popped. Gets out of bounds. It takes a big hit by Christian Ellis.
Good timing.
This is different around here. I mean, he is a different head coach.
Fellas, I appreciate you, man. You took the message, and you were willing to go and be a champion from front.
Hey, I love the brotherhood in here, and I'll ride with any of y'all any day, all right? So I love you guys and appreciate you guys. Hey, Pats on 3. 1, 2, 3. Pats!
Night of winter in Baltimore, Maryland. 33 degrees at M&T Bank Stadium, home of the two-time Super Bowl champion Baltimore Ravens.
Is Drake May ready for a Super Bowl run? We're going to know a lot more after this one.
We talked about everything we got to do, and everything we need is all right here. Right? We got the talent, man. We got the resolve. Right? They're going to hit a play or two. We got the resolve in here. All right? Everything you got 60 minutes for each other, and there's nothing else.
You're never out of the play. The play is never over. Okay? Understand, fellas, you're going to need some technique along the way. It's a street fight, and we're not walking into but you're going to need some technique and fundamentals along the way. Figure out some details to help you do your job. And as always, make great decisions, the ones that are going to help us win. Stick together no matter what happens, but have a belief that as this thing goes, you're going to make the play whenever it's required.
These games are important. The Buffalo game, the resiliency in the second half. This game against a Baltimore team that needs it. Really big test on their way, hopefully, to the playoffs.
When you come off back-to-back seasons where you totaled 8 wins, and now to be sitting here saying, hey, we control our road into winning our division and hosting a playoff game, I think that's where anybody would have signed up for, you know, dating back to August. So I think for the Patriots, it's all about how do we play our best in those big moments. That's what they'll have to learn how to do. And, you know, they'll get great practice, I think, leading off these last 3 games. So if you treat them like playoff games, getting into the playoffs, you just keep that same mentality and keep it rolling.
We still got time, bro. We still got time. I like these type of games. Find out what you made of. Next drive, put it in the end zone. Let's go.
Trailing May, taking a deep shot. Downfield. George Williams. He brought it in. That's a touchdown. That is Kyle Williams. Game on in Baltimore.
Hey, Ola. We got to dig deep now. That was a hell of a job, man. But look where we at.
erase the double-digit deficit. How you do that? How you do that? Go. Come on, Mo. Come on, Mo. That's how you fight, baby. That's how you do that.
Gotta get a stop. That's all we gotta do. That's all we gotta do. Get a stop. 3 timeouts in a 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's your time. Let's go.
Looking. Flowers. The best man track. Chase down. Knocked down. Patriots recover. It was Caleb on Chase on. Who came from behind and forced the fumble.
Hey, I told your ass BU, didn't I? I told you. I told you.
Proud of y'all, man. Proud of y'all.
Come on, man. That's how you rally. That's how you rally, bro.
Some teams desperately need a win. Maybe the Patriots needed a loss. Just have to wonder how much did they learn from that experience in Buffalo or against the Bills that have helped them here in this one tonight. It's a young team. They're growing. They're learning. Mike Vrabel didn't go crazy on them. He was like, let's just learn from it. And I think they have.
And in Mike Vrabel's first year leading the Pats, New England will be a part of the tournament. The Patriots clinch a playoff berth.
Okay, fellas, for the next 5 hours, and let's call it 15 minutes. Okay, for the next 5 hours and 15 minutes, I need your best. Okay, the team needs your best because we can make this schedule this week work, and you guys can enjoy Christmas Eve. You can enjoy Christmas Day. Okay, I think that you've earned that. But we've got to get the next 2 days, and starting with the next 5 hours, we've got to get this nailed down.
And now, great moments in history.
Week 4 matchup with the Carolina Panthers. It's Evan, Paul, myself, Deuce. Alex is here because it's Picks Day, and she needs her flowers.
I was going to say, she gotta get her flowers.
She needs her flowers.
I'm here every Thursday, regardless. I would be here more if I didn't have.
You have to play with the shtick. It's a gag. It's a bit.
Back.
Yeah, it's a bit.
She has some company at the top this week, though.
Does she? Yes. We'll find that out later in the show.
You're fishing for compliments right now.
Oh.
Wow.
I like it.
Okay.
That didn't go the way Fred thought. Well,
but for me, it's no big thing.
Ain't no thing.
That's another great moment from
All right, back here on Patriots Unfiltered, 855-PASS-500, podcast at patriots.com is the email address. And, of course, you can subscribe to the PU newsletter, which comes out tomorrow by going to patriots.com/PU newsletter. So, easy to do.
I think she's pouting over the...
easy to sign up.
Over the great moments.
I'm pouting because there was never any flowers here for me.
Right.
The flowers are verbal. You young kids
They're
know that.
figurative flowers,
you get your
not literal?
flowers verbally.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what the kids say.
You will
That's what the
receive
kids say.
Total consciousness.
Yeah.
Well, I like sunflowers for future reference.
Sunflowers.
Sunflowers.
Noted.
Hydrangeas, peonies.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Just some-
Hydrangeas.
Talk to your
Get on
boyfriend
that.
about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're talking to the right person
Yeah.
here.
You know?
Beth looking at my credit card statement. Who are these flowers for?
Right.
Oh,
Imagine.
Alex,
my
you
God.
know
That
Alex.
would be so hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Your wife's calling the HR department.
I had a real quick story. I lucked out today. My anniversary, my 19th wedding anniversary is on Tuesday, and I had gotten my wife this pretty cool thing. I thought I had to order it from overseas though. It's not nothing big. Like we always just each anniversary has paper, copper. It's like a material, so we just do something cheap within that range. Not necessarily cheap, but I found her a great thing. But it was stuck in customs for 2 weeks, just sitting there. And it's Tuesday. I still don't have it.
Thanks,
and
Donnie.
Then finally today I got the email that it somehow went through Jamaica, but now it was in Ukraine. I know it's it's in Kyiv, Ukraine. I'm like that's not good. Yeah. But it's gonna be here Saturday, so I hope Lane is good.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin. I don't want to ruin the present.
With a plan B?
I was gonna have to go out to Walmart and get something at least some chocolates and a card to supplement. And be it'll be here sometime. I think as soon as the war ends. And
you don't celebrate anniversaries.
We celebrate them, but we usually just go out to dinner.
That's what. Very small. I mean, ours is $50. You get a little piece of jewelry or something like that within.
I'm already being told ideas for our 1 year anniversary, and we're still months away from it. I'm like, you've got this on your mind already.
Hasn't it been a year yet for you guys?
July.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the first year? I wonder what. Let's look at.
Yeah. Donut.
25th this year for me.
Congratulations.
Fair. That's a good one.
A good number.
2-5.
Random things. Speaking of random things, I was just
Here's a
thinking.
piece of
You know
Here's a
the
card.
letter W. Shouldn't it be called double V?
Oh.
That's definitely a Stephen Wright.
Cursive.
What's the deal with W?
Cursive is
In
rounded.
cursive, it's rounded.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get. Okay.
What came first, print or cursive?
Right. So it's rounded.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay.
Did you learn cursive?
You guys read?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think we like cut. Like I think we were the cutoff.
We were probably the last
Yeah.
of the Mohicans with
Yeah.
cursive.
Could you write a cursive Q right now?
No.
Yeah.
I could write my name in cursive because
I had a hard time doing a Q. Period.
It's like a backwards G.
It's a weird. It's a
Yeah.
weird one. I
Yeah.
know.
No, I could not.
I still write in cursive, honestly, like half
Well,
cursive.
you write handwritten notes. That's
So
what.
when we had writing, we did it in pencil back then, and you had
Yeah.
the yellow paper with the lines. And since I'm a lefty, I'd get lead
Oh,
all
all over your hand?
my hands.
Yeah.
Me too, Fred.
It's not fair
Yeah.
for you guys.
Did you have you got to use the one desk that was the left-handed desk? Did you have those?
No,
There was
no.
usually
the
one.
world's set up for a righty. There
Yeah.
was no accommodations
It's funny
made.
that both you guys are left-handed.
I mean, I'm so old that when I was in grade school, the desks had inkwells. That had
Feathers? You have
holes for the
feathers?
ink,
For your feather?
to put the ink in. Yeah.
Do you eat with your left hand? Like so,
Yeah.
like you're always bumping people at the table.
No,
because
I'm not an idiot.
Because my
Your
sister
dominant hand
does-
for tennis,
my,
left.
Yeah.
My sister is a lefty too, and so we'd always put her at the end of the table because she'd always be
Everybody always would
Yeah.
say that to me. Grow up.
Ostracized.
Oh,
Yeah.
Paul, you go
Don't
at the
bump
end
me.
because you're lefty. And
Yeah.
I never really. Did you ever have any issues with that?
No, I've never had issues.
Well, we would.
never did either.
I mean,
My
like
stepmom has the issue with it all the time.
half of it is just to tease you
Yeah.
for being a lefty.
How would you cut a? Let me see how you would hold a. What hand would you hold the fork and what hand would you hold the knife?
I hold the fork with my right hand and I cut with my left hand.
So that's why it's never been an issue with me. I guess I cut my.
You're ambidextrous
I cut
with
my
food, I
food
guess.
righty.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
I use
Your
the
cutlery.
knife in the right hand.
Yeah, me too.
I think but we're righties, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
lefty.
All right, so you're the weird one.
They say lefties are more creative.
They do
You're
say
right brain,
that.
right? Right
Really?
brain?
They
Yeah.
do say that.
Because me
Yeah.
and my sister are the opposite. She's like the book smart, school smart person, and I'm the writer. So I think that those
You're
are,
creative.
Left brain,
compared to my sister. Yeah,
I was joking.
my sister is like marketing.
I have concepts.
data
I watch
science,
film.
and-
I break
So you
down
guys
film.
are
It's very
swapped.
There's
creative.
actually someone
100%.
I paired
more
this
But then
dry
again,
than
your
ever.
X's and O's are kind of really analytical too. Like the nature of your writing, how creative is it?
I mean, I was probably supposed to be an accountant if we're being honest, and I just do
That tracks.
I just do sports. It's just in a
Sports
different.
accounting.
It's repackaged in a different way.
Yeah.
Sports.
Average
Evan,
depth of
he does
target.
sports.
Okay.
Right? That's the phrase, right? A dot.
A dot.
Yeah, I knew that.
Average
But
depth of
little
target.
a.
Yeah. Lil A.
Listen, I'm not talking to
Lil
you
A.
right now.
All right.
I'm talking to the ball
I had
knower.
a zone beater on the front side, but on the back side I had a man beater. So I'm being
Robber,
creative here.
robber under. Yeah.
Wow.
Fred's like, what are we doing?
Well, I'm the one that started it with the W.
That's true. There's like two V's.
Yeah, there
we
is.
need to eat
So
W's.
I guess cursive W is rounded. Yeah.
Cursive.
Sure is.
Like when I write, it's a mix.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's a mix of cursive and what do they call it?
Printing.
Print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Print.
Even with E's, I'll write a sentence that has multiple E's. There'll be some E's that are printed and some that are
Yeah.
cursive. It depends on the letter that's before it.
It's so weird.
That would probably
All that
bother
work
people
and now it's just
Yeah.
a
I know.
mishmash.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Is it?
Did you really
don't
do a
know.
lot of work to learn cursive?
Well, I mean,
I remember
I spent
having
a lot of
Such
time
a
at it in
big
school.
deal. Yeah. They were like, you need to learn this, or
Yeah.
else you're not going to be
There
able
was
to
so
read
many
out in the
things
real
that they
world.
told us that you needed to learn
Yeah.
Like algebra?
Yeah.
that are useless.
Not basic finances though.
Yeah, right. That would have been helpful.
Right.
But instead, I was learning
My kids-
calculus.
My kids took that
Yeah.
in
I
high
took
school.
that too.
I took it my senior year was like
I took
like
accounting.
basics to life.
Yeah.
What's a mortgage? What's this? What's the that type of stuff.
What's interest? That's a good thing.
Yeah,
to know.
Yeah, credit
yeah,
I wanna
cards
know
and
that.
Yeah.
how to avoid credit card
They don't
debt.
want you to learn
That's
that,
a
so you
course
can
that I
take
probably
out
should have
stupid
taken.
student loans.
Maybe I get more than 3 hours sleep.
We're down to 3 now.
People are concerned. I've had a lot of people reach out.
Did you have people? People have been all over me.
People
They're
have
like,
reached out to me after the last
Bob
newsletter.
last night. But basically, he's right.
Would
He
you
did
like to make a
wellness check.
statement
Are you
for this
okay?
week's? Because
No, they're right to be concerned. Okay.
Yeah, people.
Prayers for Paul.
People wanted another option in the polling when it was talking about your health, because I think it was just a yes/no answer.
Yeah.
And they wanted to be able to write
Oh,
something in.
I missed the poll.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that I was
it
the
was. Are
subject
you
of a poll.
after
Don't worry
reading
about the
Paul's
poll.
questions about sleep? Are you concerned about him?
What did the poll end at?
I don't know. We'll
Overwhelmingly
find
yes.
out. We'll find out today,
yeah,
or we'll
right.
find out tomorrow.
Oh.
Rather.
I missed the poll.
I think it's funny that's why, like, what keeps me up at night is
Yeah.
even more useless than
Cover
that.
3.
Yeah.
But this isn't useless. This is real. It's like I wonder where my
Paul's dealing with some real life stuff.
Mine
living
is
paycheck
like,
to paycheck.
I'm trying to think of player comps, right, for like the wide receivers in the
You're like,
draft.
crap, I don't know enough of the draft.
Last night, I'm like trying to think of like, all right, who, like, I'm going through the names and I'm just like, oh man, like I can't, like it's, I feel like I can see it, but I can't like get the name, and so then I had to get my phone out because it was bugging the crap
That's
out
gonna
of
be the
me.
newsletter question this week. We won't spoil it, but like, what's the biggest problem you're dealing with in your life right now?
Wide
See
receiver
how
comps,
vast they
man.
differ.
Trying to keep Caden and Caleb Proctor straight.
No, that would I swear last night because I was I like to put I like doing comps. I think it's good, and I was trying to think of a comp for Jordan Tyson, and like I can see it in my head, like I know how he plays and who I think he is, and then I'm just like, who is this guy? And so I literally took my phone out at like 12:30.
I was looking at some stuff yesterday, and I forget who the guy was. I think it was one of the linebackers. And there was, like sometimes you go on the various sites like Draft Buzz or NFL.com, and they'll have the little scouting reports. And some of them will have like an NFL comparison. The guy that this guy was compared to, I had never heard that name in my life. And I couldn't even give it back. It was so unfamiliar to me, I couldn't even remember what it is now. I'll have to go and see if I can find it.
Doesn't work. The point of a comp is
right,
so you
it's
know what
gotta
the hell they're talking
And
about.
I get it
Comps are
because
tough.
they are tough because inevitably you're comparing him to a guy that everybody knows. And you're like, oh, he's like, that's not what they're saying.
Right.
Like wide receiver, his comparison is Justin Jefferson. Whoa, they got a Justin. No, like they're just
like
saying
day 3
like
Justin Jefferson.
size, his traits. It doesn't mean he's going to be as productive.
Instead of a
as-
poor
you
man,
know,
it's just a day 3
Yeah,
It's like an undrafted Justin Jefferson.
it's the hardest part because like you're comping that to it's a stylistic comparison.
Yeah.
It's not a
Height,
career.
size, weight,
and so like the one that's been driving me nuts in particular is Brazel, because like the guy that he looks like, I said I would never compare anybody to Randy Moss, right? But when you watch him play, like he's this 6'4", long striding vertical threat receiver. and
Careful,
it's like,
Elder's gonna call in again.
and it's like, okay, well, like who else is really like that people would know? But you can't do that. Like I saw Denzel Boston, somebody comped him to Puka, and I'm like, I mean, okay, like he's just gonna be the best receiver in football.
But that's a perfect example, because he has sort of size and physicality or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why someone's making that comparison. It doesn't mean they think he's going to be Puka. But that's what happens when you do this stuff, and when you do the comparisons, people get excited because you think, you're saying he's the next Puka. No, there's only one of those.
Yeah, he's like a first-round Puka.
Yeah. Dave in Maine writes in.
That means he's going to be better?
Yeah, no, exactly.
David Maine, random question for the panel. How many of the players on the team would you say live in New England full time? When I hear about players going home for the summer, it always seemed weird to me. If I had a job that paid $1 million a year, I think I would move my whole family there full time, even if I had a little job security. Can you name any players that now call Boston home?
Hunter Henry.
Yeah, Hunter Henry.
Current players.
I think Drake and Ann Michael stay up here a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
David Andrews made this his home base.
I was gonna say like
Andrews
current
moved
players.
It's tough because in the off season they do a lot of training, so it's like you go to Florida or Arizona, and
Right.
Well,
also they spend so much time away from their families and stuff.
But think about it. Like if you do have a family and you're in sports, like you may only be there at that team for 2 years. So do you really want to sell your house, buy a new house,
Right.
or
take your kids into a new school?
And the players, like especially the younger ones, they may not be married. So,
Yeah.
like,
You just rent an apartment.
Their family,
Yeah.
you know, is basically their parents or their siblings. So they would want to go. Like, they're not going to bring all of them to New England. You know, it's different for like Morgan Moses signed here last year. You know, maybe he brought his whole family and he
did
lives
not.
here. You know, I'm just saying as an example, a
I just-
35, like a
That one I know.
35-year-old
Here all
guy.
the time,
but
though.
Yeah,
to Fred's point, who's been on 4 or 5 different teams throughout his career, you know, some people move everywhere, you know, and I know a lot of people, like Logan Mankins is another one, like David Andrews, who ended up staying here.
Yeah.
He did so because he thought the education system was so good in this area.
Right.
That's why he has he's going to go back to California as soon as his youngest kid is done with school. I think he has a daughter that's still at a local high school, and I think there's probably different factors like that come into play too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just family and age related. A lot of the
Yeah.
young guys,
Yeah.
they don't have any roots here. They're going to
If
go
you're like
train
a
somewhere else.
23-year-old kid and you don't have any reason to stay in New England by yourself,
Yeah.
But you got a young wife and you sign here on a 4-year deal and you're going to start a family
Drake May,
and your
yeah,
kids
that's
are
different.
Sandy.
Let's also face it, like they have so much money, they don't want to be in this weather.
Yeah.
Like they can go anywhere.
And let's
in the
face
world.
it, in New England, like the better players don't usually come from New England. So historically, our best players, when they were done playing, they were out of here.
Florida.
Yeah.
You know, like Bledsoe, he was gone, and well, I mean, he didn't end here, but they usually don't stick around. They go home.
Yeah. But there's also opportunity here, like for a guy like Scott Zolak, who's a career backup and puts
David
down
Andrews.
roots and
Yep.
Hoyer,
becomes
too.
all of a sudden
David
he's a
Andrews,
media guy, and
he
you know.
seems to have, you know,
Yeah.
made a home here.
Yep. 100%.
Hoyer kept his kids in school here.
Yeah.
Will Fork stayed here for a long time.
Yeah, and let's face it, if you are growing a family, the education here is great,
Yeah.
healthcare is here is great. So why not stay?
Yeah.
You know?
Because it's cold.
That's such like little B word argument.
It's the truth.
Yeah, but like
If I had that kind of money, I would have a house on the beach
If
somewhere.
you could live anywhere, Alex, you would stay here?
if I had unlimited money, I would never not have at least a house in New England. I think the New England coast is just
I would agree.
the best.
I would agree. I would probably stay here in the summers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would even
Yeah.
extend that to the fall and some of the
fall.
spring too.
Yeah.
Spring.
Yeah.
Not me.
I wouldn't leave till November.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Paul likes it when it's 102. So
I do too. I love
this
the
spring
heat.
has just been fantastic.
Oh my God.
God.
Cold and
All
rainy.
it's done is rain.
It's like
rain.
32 degrees every
I would
day.
probably have like a house in San Diego and the Cape somewhere.
San
Harwich
Diego.
Port.
Very nice.
Nice.
I love San
Love San
Diego.
Diego.
Nice.
Maybe a condo in Palm Beach.
I wish that the
Now we're
Chargers
talking.
still played in San Diego.
San Diego was always one of my favorite trips.
I
Plus,
love San Diego.
it also is the site of the famous Fred Kirsch defeating Andy Hart
Oh,
in 3
right,
different sports.
That's right.
Was that at
That
the
was in-
University of San Diego?
that was in
or
San
do you guys
Diego.
just
At Torrey
find it?
Pines.
At Torrey Pines.
It was at Torrey Pines.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
Fancy.
That's
Big
right.
deal.
You
Ethan,
got that right.
Ethan says, along the same lines of cursive, I definitely thought I'd spend more time on fire or in quicksand, talking about useless things learned growing up.
Oh.
Yeah, do you remember
Stop,
that?
drop, and roll.
How to
Quicksand
get
was
out
like
of
a-
quicksand,
Right.
Yeah.
how to
Right,
put
you know,
yourself
That's
out.
like a
Spread
real
yourself
fear.
I don't remember anything about quicksand. No.
No.
I remember
me
being
neither.
But
like
fire, you
very
don't think
aware
that was a
of
valuable
very
thing?
aware
Wait,
of
what? Yeah, how
quicksand.
is fire not
how to turn
valuable?
how to put yourself out.
Well, just in general, like fire
yeah.
prevention. I mean,
That's
yeah,
important.
Smokey the
That's like
Bear.
something they should be teaching.
That's a relevant
But
skill.
I understand what he's saying, though. I spent an inordinate amount of time thinking about
Very hard
quicksand.
word to say.
Quicksand, like, what do I do? You know, like, I don't just. It was on my mind, like quicksand.
It's a tough way to go.
Yeah.
Where
You
are
just
you going to
slowly
encounter
slowly-
quicksand?
No
I mean,
idea, but it was like this prevailing
Did you
fear
try,
that you're
like-
supposed
like
to have as a
La Brea
child.
tar pits?
Yeah,
Does that
right,
bother you?
right.
You're
There you
gonna
go.
get
I've been there many times.
You were a little
I love the
squirrely.
tar pits.
on like a
yes.
Star Wars planet. Like, where are you gonna find quicksand?
That's the whole point. I don't know, but it was like,
Like,
just
I'm
something that was
with
always
Devin on
talked
this
about
one.
as a threat. Like quicksand's out there, and if you get in, like you got to spread out, and you know you can't try to. If you try to walk, you're just gonna get yourself going in deeper.
So what do you-
So,
what
so
do you do?
like-
somebody Google where is quicksand?
What about like teaching kids about like
Indiana
riptide?
Jones.
That's important too.
It's 'cause
Not
we
enough,
live in New
especially in New
England.
England, that Rhode
Yeah.
Island coast, like Riptide
Like
City.
instead, we're gonna talk about quicksand. Like,
well, that's the whole point, Evan. It's stupid. I
Don't
don't know
swim
why.
into it.
don't
Swim
swim-
across.
yeah.
Well, this is more
100%.
general.
You can find quicksand in the marshes.
In the
Yeah,
marshes.
riverbanks
In the
and deltas,
marsh.
coastal
Along with the
areas.
dead bodies.
That's the thing about Quicksand. It's everywhere. You just don't know.
No, it's
United
not.
Kingdom,
Now I'm worried
France,
about sinkholes.
Florida, the Carolinas,
Southeast
California.
Florida, yeah, Australia, and Sweden.
Well, everything
Yeah,
wants
I
to
think
kill
I'm
you in
okay.
Australia.
So Southeast Florida is the only one that's
Well, I also was a big
gonna
fan
cause
of.
any problems to me.
You probably seen this. Swiss Family Robinson was like one of my favorite Disney movies growing up, and there's a quicksand scene in that. They pull a zebra out of there. So it's just a lot of quicksand growing up. Not so much anymore. Not a lot on TikTok. Not a lot of quicksand.
I, for the life of me, can't understand why that would be.
Neither
something
can
that
I.
would be relevant.
That's it. Neither can I. I don't know why.
Adam from Louisiana says, Fred, your thoughts on the letter W are something I've thought about often. I remember in high school Spanish, I learned Spanish for W is double V or double V.
French too. W.
Oh, you could go mingle outside with some of the French fans.
Yeah.
En français.
I know. I have a 7th grade exploratory level of French, and I could get by with the Brazilians too.
No, shout out my son. He was inducted into the
French Hall
National
of Fame?
National Honor Society Foreign Language for French a couple nights ago.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Super French kid.
There is such a thing?
I know. No, I didn't know either.
Good job, Tice.
Spanish, Latin, and Chinese.
Is this Tyson or Campbell?
Tyson. Yeah.
So I just assumed.
Pretty cool. He got a
Tyson Campbell.
certificate. It was awesome.
I just called him Tyson Campbell because I forget which one's which.
He's the corner, right?
Back to the hotline, 855-PATS-500. Matt's in Iowa. Hey, Matt.
Hey, I just had a quick thought. So the Patriots don't want to give up their 2027 first-round draft pick, right? Is there a world where we would potentially draft like Denzel Boston and then go and trade him after drafting him for A.J. Brown in some sort of package, or is that not a possibility?
If
I'll
the
take
Eagles wanted Denzel Boston, like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't they just take the 31st pick and pick Denzel Boston?
Well, if we had a handshake deal, they can get 2 guys they like.
No,
How
but I
could they
think
get 2 guys they like?
I think what Matt is suggesting, Matt, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm mischaracterizing you, but I think he's saying if they had to wait till June 1st, could they make a deal where Philadelphia is like they do in the NBA? Philadelphia is actually telling the Patriots who they want the Patriots to take at 31, and then they make the trade in June.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because they can't consummate the trade now for the cap purposes, but could they do that? And I don't know the ramifications. I don't know exactly. I think you can.
I mean, you could probably. I don't see the. I guess I don't really see why Philly would want to do that, but that's just
no. But if Philly would do the trade for the 31st pick,
yeah.
Let's operate under the hypothetical that Philly is interested 31 for A.J. Brown.
Yes.
But they can't do it now because of the cap.
No, I hear what you're saying, but
could Philly, potentially say, okay, this is who we want you to pick at 31 for us, and then we'll make the trade in June.
It's interesting. I wonder about Denzel Boston. Like, what's he going through for the 2 months or the month that he has to be here with
well,
his
this
team?
is definitely not.
My guess is they would tell him.
This is definitely not above board. Like, you
Yeah,
can't do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like that. This would be like a. But I
see how it could make sense, though. I mean,
I just think the 31st pick in the draft, like, it's more valuable to Philly to just have the pick to do whatever they want with it, whether that is to move it, draft whoever, like, now you're pigeonholing yourself to your draft. You have what you can, this is the one player and the one option.
Oh, no. Like, you wouldn't necessarily tell the Patriots before the draft you're taking Denzel Boston. You're telling the Patriots, we're going to make the pick for you. Like, when you come up.
Yeah,
and
that definitely doesn't feel like that would be very kosher.
Yeah, I think they would have a hard time with something like that. And I did hear, Fred was talking, I think, on Tuesday. You were talking about Adam Schefter had that little report where he was sort of summarizing everything, and it didn't I actually heard it that day when it doesn't jive at all. Like, I don't see anything correlating the Patriots and the Eagles having sort of a handshake kind of deal. There's nothing off board about that. Like, we got to wait till June because of the cap. Now, if I'm the Patriots, and I've heard Adam Jones and Rich Keefe say this a lot, like, those are your cap problems. They're not our problems. We're either going to make the trade or we're not.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to wait till June to do this.
Yeah.
So you might force their hand, but like, there's nothing. I don't really see anything wrong with that. If the teams, I mean, what's the difference between that and what all the trades that get agreed upon before the start of the league year?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And no one calls anybody out for that.
Just a rookie caught in the middle. That's all.
I don't.
No, I'm talking about
Thanks,
just
Matt.
a regular trade for AJ Brown.
Yeah, sure.
Not this
Like
whole thing.
the handshake thing, you mean?
Yeah, like he was
Yeah.
saying the Patriots wouldn't do that because they've had their issues in the past. I don't think there's anything.
You don't think there's anything untoward about it?
Yeah, I don't think
Or
there's
against
anything
the rules.
comparable to like Spygate and agreeing to a trade 2 months before you make it.
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to know all the language of the CBA, but like these types of things are frowned upon. Like there's no. This is why there's no pick protections in the NFL. Like these things. Like I think that he could be saying that. Schefter is my point because technically that's against the rules, and so he was kind of saying like, well, the Patriots and Eagles would never break the rules. You know what I mean?
But I would just say, what's the difference between that and the Raiders and the Ravens agreeing to the Max Crosby trade a week and a half before the start of the league year?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The league doesn't come down on any. I mean,
I'm sure there's some.
Believe me, they come down for the Ravens for pretty much everything else.
Yeah.
Because they're the only team in trouble more than the Patriots. The Ravens break all the rules, right?
I don't know. Do they?
Oh, they've lost draft picks and all kinds of stuff
They have.
for their OTA violations.
Oh,
and
stuff
all
like
kinds
that.
Of stuff.
Yeah.
That's cheating. Yes. Yeah. I'm very consistent.
That's
I call
cheating?
out other teams. I call out our team. Like when you do things wrong, you should get punished for them. And the Ravens have gotten punished for it more than most.
Okay. Ellen, Wisconsin. The reason everyone was scared of Quicksand is because the scene in Indiana Jones. And let's face it, everyone wanted to be Indy. Actually, for me, my first introduction in Quicksand in the movies a long time ago, so this is probably in the 60s, there was a Western movie. It was a comedy. And at one point in the movie, all these people going west hit quicksand, and like the covered wagons were going down in quicksand and everything. I forget the name of the movie. It was a Western comedy about Western settlers. And
Not Blazing Saddles?
no, it was before Blazing Saddles.
Oh, jeez.
Before Blazing Saddles, I think. It might have been.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Deuce really calling out Fred as an old.
No, that's.
Oh,
that's-
jeez. Before Blazing
Well, I
Saddles.
was-
Well, you said
yeah.
the 60s. Blazing Saddles, like the 70s.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Blazing Saddles. Now that I think, but was there a scene in Blazing Saddles where they got it caught in quicksand?
Could be.
Yes.
Okay, maybe that was
maybe
it. Good, Alex.
Ace.
I don't remember the Indiana
Hey,
Jones
Ace.
quicksand.
Thanks.
Got it.
I pride myself on knowing Raiders of the Lost Ark inside and out, and I don't.
So that
I don't
is probably it for
I
you.
don't recall.
That's your your
I don't remember it though.
your
I don't
odd
know.
quicksand fixation.
You don't remember quicksand in Indiana Jones?
In Raiders of the Lost Ark, no.
Oh, it didn't
there's
have to be in that one. Did he
there's
say it was in
Well,
Raiders of the
there
Lost
is some
Ark?
in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, according to my Google.
Oh,
but
maybe that's the one
Is
he's
that
talking
Shia LaBeouf?
But that's 2008.
That's
That was
Holes.
like that didn't impact
Right,
my youth of
right,
quicksand.
right.
That's Shia
I mean,
LaBeouf's, right?
maybe I'm just misremembering.
It
Maybe it
doesn't
was
hold
Temple
up.
of Doom. I mean, I saw all three of those. The first ones a lot.
The newer one was okay. Like, I mean, it was fine.
Yeah.
I watched on the plane. Like, I'm not like didn't spend real time. No.
You a big indie guy?
I
Freddie?
loved Indiana Jones.
First one, hell yeah.
It was Crystal Skull.
What?
The quicksand scene was in Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that didn't impact my youth.
Yeah.
This is too old.
Yeah, it's too old.
Let's see. Brian says, with all the talk of winning with a number one receiver in my football watching starting in 1980, here are my off the top of my head dynasties from that all had true number one receivers. San Francisco, Dallas, Denver, Patriots, first and three did not. Patriots second and three did in Kansas City. Who did Denver have that was a true number one?
For which team?
Demarius?
Well, they only had 2 Super Bowls.
Oh, the '90s teams.
It was Demarius
No,
Thomas and
he's
Decker?
he's going back to
No.
1980.
No, he's
Yeah.
going. He's going back to the '90s.
So
John
Rod
Elway.
Smith
Yeah,
would have been
I was gonna say Rod Smith.
Sharp, right? Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
But he was a tight end.
Yeah.
But it's still a number one guy.
Yeah.
Like
And Terrell
especially him.
Davis.
Terrell Davis.
No,
Right.
running back.
He's
He's a
running
running
back.
back. He's talking about a number one
I
receiver.
was assuming because he said the
I have a
second
block for
Patriots
that.
dynasty did. I'm assuming he's talking about Gronk. So then maybe he's talking about Shannon Sharp with the Broncos.
I don't think that's fair.
Well, that's totally fair.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about receivers.
No,
and I think you know a guy. I don't care if you're a tight end or a receiver. If you have a number one, like Travis
Yeah,
Kelce
Travis
to me is
Kelce.
the number one receiver that
Yeah.
was leading the way for Kansas City.
Okay.
Dictating coverage, matchups, game plans.
Claire says,
Speaking of the devil, there's Gronk.
hello, everyone. Hello, Marie.
Dominating.
She says there's also the horse, a never-ending story that gets pulled into the quicksand and dies. It's traumatic.
That's a great call by Claire. That's a good one.
I never saw that movie.
I have never once in my life been afraid of quicksand. I don't know where this comes
well,
from.
now, welcome to the club, Evan.
I'm not. No.
When you're out on your walk, right? When you're on your weekly hike in Everett,
you are always
you're gonna be
indoors.
Like, Jess,
so
look out! It's quicksand.
Yeah, Evan didn't go outside enough.
Probably fair.
He's watching film.
Yes.
No,
Some of us are working.
There's
Sorry.
no fear of quicksand while I'm breaking down film in my lab.
It's perfect.
It's true.
Never-ending story. Never saw it.
I don't think I saw it. If I did, it didn't make an impression on me. Pat's in Pennsylvania. What's up, Pat?
Yeah, never-ending story. Depressing as hell. Anyway, I wanted to ask about Zach Core. With last year kind of being an interim emergency D coordinator, I assume we just ran Pharrell Williams' schemes. With Zach now being the named D coordinator, are we expecting any major shifts, like whether that be blitz rate, man zone, whatever? I'm sure Deuce and Evan can get into the minutia there, but especially with like key contributors like Chason and Tavai and Hawkins all gone now, I just don't know if there's like a big shift in what we see in 2026.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you would have seen it last year.
Well, they did in the playoffs, and I think that's the question is, are they going to call the defense the way they did as aggressively as they did in the playoffs all season? Or, I think last year during the regular season, they played a lot of bad offenses and bad quarterbacks, and they didn't really need to go in too deep into the bag, of tricks. And then we got to the playoffs, and their blitz rate increased by like 15, 20%. Their man coverage rate increased significantly. So, is that the defense that they're going to play? I mean, they were over 40% blitz rate in their playoff run. I don't know if that's sustainable, for 17, 18 games.
You hope you get an edge rusher that they can get pressure with for, and they don't, that they can pull back on that stuff. I mean, I think some of it is, that Landry was banged up. You kind of were relying on Chase on too. So some of it personnel circumstantial, I feel like, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think they're going to be aggressive generally. I think just
widely
generally.
different between the regular season and the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that is just circumstantial. It's a small sample size in the playoffs. Obviously, you're playing better teams, all that kind of stuff. But
I mean, kind of crappy quarterbacks too in the playoffs that they were lighting up.
Yeah, the one good quarterback had no protection at all.
Right. Well, Darnold's pretty good.
Yeah.
But
he's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a couple times though in that game in the Super Bowl where I'm like, that's a zero blitz coming right now. Like you can just see it coming. And
I think that Vrabel said at the combine that he wants to hear new ideas, and that's what the onus he's putting on the coaches is to come with fresh ideas and new things. And I think a lot of us have talked about dime defense and playing with more 6 defensive backs on the field as potentially something they could do a little bit more of compared to what they did last year.
What comes first, the personnel or the ideas?
It's a good question. I would say when it comes to things like actual personnel groupings like dime, like if you're going to run dime, you have to have certain players that fit into those roles. You can't just run a big nickel or big dime package without like a Nick Gammon Worry type that can do some of the things that bigger safeties do. So probably in that case they would have to draft somebody or identify somebody that could do some of those different things, like playing over the slot or in the box and that kind of stuff.
So I'd imagine sometimes, you get a guy, it's like, now we can do this.
Right, and that's why the draft could be interesting with some of the safeties, or even some of the linebackers like we talked about today that, they draft a certain guy, you're like, well, that's a little bit outside of the box. Like, this might signal something different could be coming.
They really did. They cooked up pass rush last year, especially down the stretch with blitzes and line games and, all sorts of different things. And maybe Deuce is right that they did that out of necessity because they didn't really have like a true sack artist that could clean up sacks, but they were pretty
I think they'll stay aggressive. I mean, I just think you might want to pull back on the blitz rate a little bit. I mean, in a perfect world, I think we saw with Seattle. That's the ideal situation. But
so here's a little trivia for Paul. I'm going to name a type of position, and you tell me the Patriot that from your recollection you associate it with.
I'll try.
Elephant.
McGinnis.
Right. Big nickel.
Victor Green.
I thought you were going to say Tabucky Jones.
Tabucky
No.
No?
No, he was a regular starter. When they went 3 safeties in the big nickel, it was Victor Green in 02.
Okay.
Ooh, good.
That's all I have.
Didn't, by the way, didn't work.
Didn't work. No.
Did not work.
My big nickel.
Lawyer, I talked to Lawyer about that a lot.
Pat Chung. Pat
Yeah,
Chung.
yeah.
Because they put Harmon on the field, and they have McCourty and Harmon playing over the top, and Pat Chung would be playing down by the line.
Jack and Inaba. My introduction to quicksand was a scene in Lawrence of Arabia in which one of Sir Lawrence's companions stepped into quicksand unexpectedly as he was running down a sand dune in the Iraq desert. It's a terrifying scene.
I'm getting a lot of quicksand
Who
tweets
knew?
at me now.
Who knew? You should be talking about quicksand.
Yeah. Oh, it's so true. I mean, it's just like you saying it. I'm like, God, that's way too much.
You'll be the one
you
getting
talk about
5 hours of sleep tonight, bro.
Right, things living rent free in my head. I'm like, quicksand
There's
was
just
there
so
for my
many
youth.
things that were just like higher risk that you could have been worried about.
I know. That's
like,
what's crazy about it.
especially living in this area. Like,
Well, it was like kidnapping too. Like that. In the '80s as a kid, everyone was terrified of kidnapping. Now it was like
I
when
still
I
am.
feel
Now
like
they don't care.
Kidnapping
no, I
was
think
like
about. I had a dream, a nightmare last night. My recurring nightmare is that I'm getting chased to be kidnapped, or I'm already kidnapped and I can't escape.
Wow.
You guys don't have to
Oh,
worry about
no.
this as much. Like, there's nothing I
Geez.
could really do.
no.
I
why we
never
have
had
Atlas.
I never had that.
Well,
Like growing
I think
up,
it was
I
just
never
kind
worried
of a
about it.
moment, especially with what was the guy who did John? His son got kidnapped, and he did a Fox show that's like they used to
John
find
Walsh.
John Walsh. Adam Walsh was his
Mm.
son, and they made a movie Adam about him. Like I don't know, that was very much like just kidnappings in the '80s was a big.
Remember when
America's
that
Most
Elizabeth
Wanted.
Smart
America's
girl
Most
went missing?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
too.
That
yeah.
was like core memory for me.
Yeah.
She like
There's a
outsmarted
documentary
her.
with her
Yeah,
now,
it's really
right?
good. I watched it pretty
Yeah.
recently.
I was like, I sometimes when I was a kid, I get worried somebody's gonna break into our house, like in the middle of the night or something, but never that I was gonna get kidnapped.
No. Well, my stepmom's best friend is Molly Bish's older sister, Heather.
Oh.
So
I remember
like,
that story.
That was just so close to home for me that
Yeah.
it. I don't know.
No, so
that
I
and
think
Elizabeth Smart.
That's much more understandable.
Yeah.
If it was
But
something that
as a kid,
close.
though, Evan, didn't you fantasize about NFL films breaking into your house and kidnapping you and making you do all 22 in analytics?
No.
That wasn't a fantasy.
No,
We need you to log the entire 1988 season.
no, we just I did
a
have.
nightmare that's a dream. For
I was
him.
never worried about like them taking me.
Yeah.
But I was always worried about people breaking into the house. for sure.
Jason Voorhees too. Was scared of him. Had a
Now that scared the
had a little
bejesus
knife
out of
that I
me.
slept under my pillow with because I was like my room was in the basement.
All right, bro.
I had a knife just in case.
Might be time for some therapy.
Just
Yeah,
in case
what-
I
are
had
you
to get into it
okay?
with Jason. I had it under my bed.
Slept with a knife.
Well, I
You
had,
slept with a
well,
knife.
It was
I
a
had-
butter knife.
I had
you
it.
know.
No, it was a dull knife, but it looked cool.
Like a Swiss Army.
But I had like a
knife or
dream.
real-
I had a very vivid dream, and like I used to like my friend was obsessed with horror movies, and I would like make my little sister watch them with me. So she's like, I'm like 10, she's like 7, and we're watching like Friday the 13th Part 4, which is the best one, by the way. But I had a dream that like Jason coming into my room like to machete me, and so it was in my head. So you know, and I
Are you good? Like,
I don't know, man.
Maybe
I
you
don't
need to
know.
go talk
You
to
tell
somebody
me.
about
Should.
this.
I do remember the original Friday the 13th. I watched it in the middle of the day,
Yeah.
about 3 houses down from my house, Richie Rocco's house. In case you were wondering, like Fred always throws
And
it
then
up.
he gets mad when we make fun of him.
Fred always
Richie
throws him up
Rocco's
there.
house, yeah.
Richie Rocco's house. Greg Bottolato was there too. and so we watched it, and
His mom made great
It freaked me out so much when I left, and I literally, it's the same street, and it's like 3 houses down. I sprinted as fast as I
Broad daylight.
possibly could.
Yeah.
Broad daylight, middle of the day, maybe 4 houses.
Because that one's Mrs. Voorhees. Mrs. Voorhees is coming
When
for
he
you.
jumps out of the
Oh, at the
water
end.
at
Oh,
the
yeah.
end,
The mango's
I
face.
lost my ever-loving poop.
You think she's safe? She's floating down the
Oh.
river in a canoe, and
I
then all
did
of a
not see
sudden-
that, and this was like
What the heck are we talking
this
about?
was
You never seen
Friday
any of the
the
Friday the
13th. You never
13th?
saw any of the Friday the 13th?
Which
So
one-
this
which
is
one's
before,
this?
like
Jason, the
nowadays,
hockey
everybody
mask?
would know that was coming, like because
Right,
you know
right.
on the internet, and there would be spoilers and all kinds of stuff. None of us had any idea. No one had seen it. No one had heard about it.
Yeah.
I just don't really understand why you would purposely watch a movie to scare yourself.
I don't-
My
They
son would do
usually
that,
suck,
and then he
too.
put
I
all the
don't-
lights on in the house. I'm
Yeah.
like, if
I
you're
don't
that
do
scared,
horror
why are
movies.
you
Scary
watching
movies
this?
are so
Yeah.
bad too.
It's like it just doesn't do it for me, and it's not because like I just don't that feeling of being scared while watching something. It just doesn't like.
Yeah.
It's not my
Oh,
thing.
I think I think there's something to that.
I have friends who are obsessed with it. I mean, I have a friend who's like a horror movie director.
We have a guy that we work with who's obsessed with it. Tom. Tom loves the horror genre.
Hellraiser.
Yeah.
He loves
That was a
them.
good one.
Pin face.
Yeah.
Well, my son's like, he's dabbling right now. He's interested, and I was like, and they're watching like the modern horror movies, and I'm like, go watch the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Amityville horror.
Well, I remember when,
what was the most disturbing movie you've ever watched? Disturbing.
Oh God.
Disturbing.
Think about that one for a second.
I don't know. Well, it depends on what your
Texas
definition
Chainsaw
of,
Massacre
of
was pretty
disturbing.
disturbing.
Like something that made you like queasy and stayed with you afterwards.
Amityville horror, maybe.
Oh,
like
the first Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say
really
that one.
scary.
Because that one was so the way it was shot and all.
So
on a
that was like when I
camcorder,
was
it
growing
so-
up. That was like it was very, very popular.
But then
and
they
just
made like
came
3
out.
of them, and it was like
Yeah, the first one, no, you had to see it. Like everybody in
Totally.
school was seeing it. Like you had to see it.
Yeah.
I
Blair Witch,
literally-
that was a crazy
It
one.
was really good. No, my friend who's a horror director, he showed me that one night. He had he'd gotten a copy of it, and we watched it. And I remember driving home, still being freaked out.
Yeah.
But that was a good one. And Blair Witch Project, I thought was pretty good. Like that was
I
kind of
thought
like
that was
unsettling.
absolutely awful.
Yeah,
They're all awful.
I watched that. And I was like, "What's the buzz about?"
I didn't get it.
Yeah,
it was so
Yeah.
like people were trying to make it out to be that it was real.
Yeah.
And it was just so.
Yeah.
I thought it was very corny.
Yeah.
And I'm scared at everything.
Yeah.
And it's probably because of this. It's probably based, watching that movie and
You're afraid
being
of
freaked out
Quicksand?
about it.
Yeah.
I don't like horror movies. I don't like intentionally.
Which
being
one's
scared.
the one with Michael Myers?
Yeah, Halloween.
Yeah, that
Halloween
one.
series. That's pretty good. I
some
mean,
of
and that
them
one's
are-
not even that gory like the first one.
The
That's
slasher movies.
Yeah.
So 2 movies that really affected me, I think more psychologically than anything else, was Sin City.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember the original Sin City with Bruce Willis?
Yep.
And
Yeah, I didn't see it, but
there
I
was
know
some
what you're talking about.
moments in
Comic book
that
one.
were just
Yeah.
disturbing.
Yeah.
I thought.
Interesting visual.
And then Silence of the Lambs.
Oh yeah.
So I was going to bring this
Great
up. I
pick.
saw there's a movie called Red Dragon, which was another book by Thomas Harris in that series. And same thing with Paul. I watched it with my friend Frank French, and we watched it. And he was like, and he lived across the street. He's like, "Will you just watch while I run home?" Because he wanted me to make sure while he ran across.
Make
the
sure I
street.
get home okay.
But Red
See,
Dragon
Silence-
is really scary.
Silence of the
really
Lambs
scary.
didn't do that. Like Silence of the Lambs to me is more like a thriller than it is
Oh,
like
that's like a psychological.
Yeah, like I
yeah.
was when I watched that for the first time, I wasn't like afraid of my own shadow for a week, like because it's like more of like a twisted thriller type of movie than it is like a boo. You
Yeah,
know,
because he
like,
wouldn't be trying to turn you into a skin suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they would.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't worried that
like
I was
two
gonna like
characters are
Buffalo
very
Bill was
scary.
gonna come get
So-
me.
That was
like,
scary.
Yeah.
So there's this movie that it was a French movie called Frontiers, and it starts out like zombie invasion, and these group of teenagers are running away from the zombies, and they find, refuge in this house. But it turns out it's a bunch of neo-Nazi cannibals.
No, that's not
Oh
good.
man.
So there's some really disturbing
Our problems
scenes
are
in
just
that
keep
one.
getting worse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the most disturbing movie I've ever seen,
What?
Deliverance.
Deliverance.
you go.
Oh yeah.
Also, like all
Squeal
the
like a pig, Paul.
like the,
Nope.
the Exorcist like movies,
The
like
Exorcist?
like
Yeah. At the time,
No,
I
the
mean that was
Deliverance is effed up.
that like those
Deliverance.
when you start involving like religion and stuff
Yeah.
like that,
Oh,
then
yeah.
that,
No, The Exorcist was really scary.
The
yeah,
Omen.
Really
yeah,
scary.
you get like
Damien.
freaky things going. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
no thanks.
Scary movies.
Scary
I like
Movie
it.
3.
I like
Like-
it. Tell Tom to listen in.
good stuff.
He probably
You should
laughs at
weigh
all
in.
of them.
Oh yeah.
He finds them all very.
I don't understand
Very
people
funny.
that like laugh at them like that. Also, like makes me worried for you. Like there's something
Yeah.
wrong with
You're-
you.
you're
Like
Beating
Oh, man.
cats. And
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Like I
Yeah.
No, my friend Adam Green's made a whole career of it. He made a movie called Hatchet, and he made it Hatchet 2, which was totally an homage to the 80s slasher film that he loved. And that's like that friend group is why I got sucked into like watching all the Friday the 13th and all the Halloweens and all that stuff. So
sorry for you.
The chainsaw scene in Scarface was pretty disturbing.
That was bad.
Whoa,
I actually immediately thought of that when you said something that made you queasy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That scene was bad.
Yep. John in Wilbraham says, talking about taking a left turn, with the signing of Gilliam, that obviously moves Lampy to the backup fullback role, and with the need at tight end, can Lampy help fill that need?
No.
Evan.
I think those guys are, Lampy's like built like a bowling ball. He doesn't have like the length and the height and the sheer kind of just size to play tight end. different types of bodies.
Tough for him. Tough year to get injured. I mean, he might have really had an opportunity last year.
Oh, he was going to be the fullback.
Yeah.
Right.
That was.
So I was wondering when they got Gilliam, what happens with him?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the bigger question is Westover. You know, he played that position. And
Well, I
he
think
is more of a
Westover
tight end.
potentially could be a tight end. One of those.
Yeah.
But I don't know if, I would think that they're looking to upgrade.
I think that they just kind of saw an opportunity with a lot of really good veteran fullbacks available in free agency with Ricard and the guy in the Chargers now. I'm blanking on his name. I think they just saw a good opportunity to like really solidify that position. I actually just wrote about it. So you should check
fullbacks.
it out.
More Quicksand emails. Mike in Boca Raton. As an old person, my first encounter of Quicksand was an old black and white Western in the early 60s, The Rifleman, starring Boston Celtic Chuck Connors. Got trapped in quicksand. My memory was he got left there at the end of the show and didn't escape until the following week's show. So it was a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
What
They
are
keep
those?
it coming back.
It's a sand hanger.
Yeah. Robin writes in, greetings from southern Utah. We actually had a quicksand warning not too far from here at Lake Powell. Too bad I never learned about quicksand safety during my time in New England schools.
I think you're supposed to like lay
I think
down.
it was only
You're
the,
supposed to spread
upper
out.
crust suburban schools.
Right, right,
'cause
yeah,
we,
yeah.
Everett didn't waste any time with that.
The hard scrabbled streets of Everett.
We had no sand, so there was no need to worry about quicksand. It was all concrete.
Right.
It was also in that game Pitfall. Remember that was like one of the
Oh, I
first
do
video
remember
games.
Pitfall.
You had to go over the quicksand.
I
So
feel
it
like
was just
we were
prevalent everywhere. Evan,
Everyone
as we
used
were
to have to
No,
jump
it's
over the
not.
logs.
Yeah.
But you could go through them, but you'd lose points. My brother would pretend he was Earl Campbell and just run through the logs.
Speaking of movies, Ethan says Mysterious Skin is in the same category as Deliverance.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I
sounds like
gonna stay away from those.
Title.
Yeah.
So I never saw Deliverance like the full movie.
But you know what it is.
Oh, I saw the
yeah.
parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Burt Reynolds on display. Like, I mean, he's like
Ned Beatty.
got
I
that-
can
oh,
never
Sure got a
even
pretty
look at him.
mouth.
Poor Ned Beatty.
I can't even look at Ned
Evan, you
Beatty.
gotta watch it.
Nah.
You gotta watch
Reynolds,
it.
what?
Burt Reynolds kicked some ass in that movie.
Oh yeah. See, that's the thing when like that came out when I was a kid. And you heard about the Ned Beatty part, but what they didn't talk about is like he comes back and lays waste to all of them.
Yeah.
You know, he
Yeah.
gets his
That's the fun
revenge.
part.
Well,
That's the fun part.
spoiler.
Yeah. Good
All you
job,
hear about
Fred.
is
Well, I think it's been
And
out
how
long
about that
enough. If you
kid
haven't
that-
seen it by now,
Yeah.
that kid in the beginning that plays like the little mandolin or whatever.
Oh,
that
yeah.
just looks
That
like
was
he's
awesome.
missing a couple chromosomes. Like,
Everybody knows it.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but that kid was real. Like he's not
Yeah.
an actor.
Oh, no, he didn't
They
look like
found
one.
him when they were filming,
Like, with
and
this-
he really does play the
Yeah.
banjo.
Oh my
He's-
God.
yeah.
He looked like Jason at the end of Friday.
I wonder how he felt
popping
about
out.
that.
They don't know better.
You look so effed up that we're gonna. Put
Yeah.
you
He's
in
like,
this
I don't care,
movie
pay
to
me.
Play a
I mean,
Right.
there's
inbred kid.
there's still
I think
people
of
up
that
in the
with
Appalachians
bit
that
rolls
like,
a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Like, how do you sell that? We're looking at a, an unattractive, overweight woman for this role.
Yeah.
We think you'd be perfect. Like, how do you sell that?
We probably don't tell them that part of it.
But I think it's kind of.
Well, if
it's
that's
left
your
unsaid.
in to be an actor,
Yep.
do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Get out of that being
Play the role.
Uber driver, or bartender, or something.
Want to be
like
typecast?
Yeah.
It's the hard thing about being an actor. You can be a great actor, but until you're like, if they're looking for a fat woman, like you're a skinny dude, you're not gonna get the part. You know, it's tough. Write a great script. It's a great script, no matter what. But endeavors, creative endeavors.
Let's see. Mike in Middletown, Connecticut, went down a bit of a rabbit hole on IMDb the other day and came across an unexpected piece of Patriots trivia. Maybe it's common knowledge for the crew, but if not, this might be a good one. Here goes. Henry Thomas played Elliot in 82's E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Yep.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
It was his third acting role. His second was as the kid in the TV movie based on the classic Mean Joe Green Coca-Cola commercial.
Thanks, Mean Joe.
The Steeler and the Pittsburgh Kid. What Patriot legend co-starred?
Patriot legend co-starred in what?
In
that
in the Steeler and the Pittsburgh Kid.
Oh, I did not know that.
What Patriot legend co-starred in that?
I did not know there was a
I don't know
Patriot
if
in that
It
commercial.
was co-star or
Co-star.
a cameo, but was in it.
I don't know.
I would never have known this.
No.
Dante Scarnecchia was the coach
Really?
Wow.
I did not know that, and I've never seen it. So now
the next time we see Dante, that will be brought up.
Send
actor
Alex. Send Mike Duffy a T-shirt for that. Where is he?
Hey,
You got it.
Did he
You
leave?
got the email? It came in on Wednesday.
Real quick, speaking of trivia, last night we were at our drinks, and some trivia came up on the screen, and it was who is the only person to play assistant coach and head coach in a Super Bowl. And so we're watching it narrow down, and the thing said Bill Belichick, and Paul was like,
"It was Bill Belichick."
Wrong.
I was like, "That's wrong. Belichick never played."
He's yelling at. I know it was wrong. I don't know. Do better.
Like I think it was.
Be
Ditka.
better. The
I
heart.
think Ditka was the answer.
Ditka.
My Ditka. Yeah. Who's the assistant coach though? That's the one I didn't know.
I think he was an assistant in Dallas for
Yeah.
some of those teams that went to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Obviously, he played in the Super Bowl, and then he coached the Bears.
Yeah.
But Belichick never played. I mean, that's fact.
Right.
He played in college.
D3 at Wesleyan.
Yeah, but that's not what This is assuming
That's
NFL.
what people always say, like all these like big timers that are like, oh, like you didn't play in the league. I was like, neither did Bill Belichick, dude.
Right.
Like he's the greatest coach of all time. He played D3
you've
long
definitely
Make an
heard
argument.
that
Mike
many
McDaniel played at a
times.
much higher level than Bill Belichick did, playing at Yale.
Like you're trying to like act like like you could only know if you
Right.
played, and it's like
Again, I go back to like a lot of players. They have no idea about the playbook. They know what they have to do, and that's it.
Fred?
Well, McDonough told me that. He told me never ask a football player about football. They only know what they have to do.
Yeah.
well, there's a big Dan Orlovsky has gotten himself into some messes lately about
stepping
Ty
on it.
Simpson, and this is like a
He
trend.
says he's the best quarterback.
Yeah, better than Mendoza. Yeah, and I've noticed this trend with like the former quarterbacks that like the fundamentally sound, like pro ready, polished quarterback that comes out in the draft, they all like swoon over because they look at it through the prism of like a quarterback's coach. Like how much work does this kid need to get to level? Whereas like draft people look at the tools and look at the ceiling of the player and all that kind of stuff. And this is why like when Drake was coming out, that a lot of these like quarterback gurus like were really low on him is because his footwork and this, that, the other thing. And for some reason they make the same mistake every draft season.
Ted in Vegas lets us know that on Chuck Connor's tombstone there's a Celtics logo.
Okay. Cool.
Didn't know that.
There you go.
Good trivia.
Big win last night.
Cameron in Dallas. Paul, on Tuesday you mentioned how Kobe would be a better athlete if he played soccer. I don't know if that's what you said.
That's not what I said.
You said he'd be a great soccer player.
Kobe did play soccer.
Well, that's what he's saying.
How great would those, if they wanted to like specialize in soccer? So
Right.
these are some of the greatest athletes on the planet.
I don't think we talked
Was
about
my
Kobe
point.
because Kobe lived in Italy. His
did.
father lived in Italy for a while.
Yeah, his dad played
Jelly bean.
overseas.
Yeah.
I don't know who this person is. Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Even said it costs too much for kids to play in the U.S.
Yes. Yeah, Zlatan played in the MLS for a little while with the Galaxy, I want to say. And then, obviously great European player.
And then he wants to know if anyone's going to be watching Brazil and France, who are ranked 5th and 3rd in the world, respectively.
I know the answer to my left is no. But,
If I could,
But is the answer to my right yes?
no, I'll probably watch the Red Sox.
I was gonna say there's no way you're watching it. I knew you wouldn't watch
I could
it.
have gotten tickets. I would have gone. Like if we had a.
I would like to go to
resale or
one of the World
anything,
Cup
but-
games, but the tickets are $12 million.
If you
so
can
good
get
luck.
'em.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah.
But
All right.
And
well,
we
listen.
can't before anybody wants to ask.
Nope.
All right, that's going to be it for this edition of Freeform Patriots Unfiltered.
It's a good week. for
Yeah,
that.
just have a good weekend, enjoy yourself, but just be careful of the quicksand. All right, just be aware of where you're walking. I don't want anyone falling into
Cognizant
quicksand.
of the pitfalls.
All right.
there's a draft thing going on this weekend that Deuce and I are going to be at on
the
Sunday.
draft
If-
preview party.
If you're coming,
If you're a
then
season
come
ticket
say hi.
holder, we'll see you there. Damian Harris.
Okay. Who else is going to be there?
Damian Harris, Brian Hoyer,
Jenny Dell.
us, and Jenny Dell.
Jenny Dell.
hosting.
Okay.
Why did you have
You
a creepy
mask
look
girl.
in your face when you said Jenny Dell?
Why? Why is
Did you
that,
see
Mike?
So who are the draft experts?
What do you? Nice. Well,
No,
All right,
looking at 'em.
We'll see you next week.
Hey, this is Matisse. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you really want to help us, make sure you like us wherever you get your podcasts, like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, make sure to follow us on the New England Patriots YouTube channel to see this show and everything else here that we do at the Patriots. Thanks a lot.